Welcome to our final episode of Bussin With The Boys in 2022. This is a best of series. It's right now, we're a few days away from Christmas. I hope you guys had a very wonderful Christmas. New Year's is coming up. Hopefully, a few lucky of you got to go to a wedding so you can go ahead and hit that reception, hit that little quick getaway, not have to pay for shit. Before we get into everything, we have to shout out our presenting sponsor. Our presenting sponsor will also be back with the boys. This is massive for 2023 all year because Chevy loves the boys. Playoff pictures are starting to emerge. One team has won it all, and that's the Chevy Silverado, a truck with unstoppable grit and determination. According to J.D. Power, listen to this, boys, Chevy trucks have earned more new vehicle quality awards than any other brand in the world. That is serious hardware. That's a full trophy room. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more. The Silverado is as strong and dependable as the people who drive them. And for those nerds that want to look up and fact check everything, go to jdpower.com/awards to learn more about the Chevy Silverado awards. Was I out of line for calling them nerds?
No,
that's what I'm saying. It's either nerd. You're either a nerd or you're a hater, and if you're a hater, we're still gonna call you a nerd. Like, that's just what it is. Like, go check the stats, boys. Chevy's running it up out there. But no, this is it's been an awesome year. We have a massive year coming up in 2023. We have some big things coming with the spring football tour. I think we're going to be out at the Super Bowl. We're going to be doing a lot of cool shit. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and start speaking out of turn. But it's been a hell of a year. We're about to, I think it's fair to say, bless you all with clips throughout the entire year since January. So if you're listening to this episode right now, you're either a fucking tier 1, a ride or die, which I know a lot of you are. Drop a comment if you're watching right now on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Or I would think that you're fairly new and you want to catch up throughout the entirety of the year and listen to some of the clips that you might have missed. We had on heavy hitters, boys. We started off the year with an absolute bang. With Pat McAfee, we talked with The Pivot, KJ Wright, Ryan Whitney, Brennan Schaub, Fred Taylor, the boys Midland, Mike and Ski, Shane Gillis, KFC and Feidelberg came on the podcast, Michael Chandler, Chris Long. We always have the Wholesome Boys podcast. Special shout out to JJ Reddick. He came on. Eric Wood, Taylor Heineke, Melvin Gordon, Brian Urlacher, Greg Olson, Foster Moreau, Darren Waller, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Rodgers, Bert Kreischer, David Bakhtiari, Steve Byrne, Larry the Cable Guy. Oh, I see Birthday Willie making an appearance in there. Shane Gillis. Have I said Shane yet? Shane's been on the pod a couple times. Mike Chandler again, he comes on after every fight to recap the fights with us. Jelly and Earn, Delaney Walker, Pac-Man Jones, Jared Allen. If there's somebody, they've probably been on the bus. And if they haven't been on the bus, they're probably coming on the bus next year. But sit back, pop open a nice bottle of Bussin With The Boys bourbon whiskey from Whistle Pig. If you don't know, you know now. But any retailer that carries Whistle Pig is carrying our bourbon. Go buy you a bottle. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy the new year. I hope you had a good Christmas. Drink some whiskey, sit back, and enjoy this best of episode from Bussin With The Boys. You know, something I read about grief, actually, that I want to share. Grief is really just love. It's all the love you want to give, but can't. All that love gathers up in the corners of your eyes, the lump in your throat, and that hollow part in your heart. And grief is just love with no place to go. And that was something that was, not, necessarily comforting, but you like to be able to wrap your brain around any emotion you're feeling at the time. Again, I'm just somebody who clings to all that stuff. And the church service, everybody was all time. What's crazy is the amount of people that were there that I just had no clue who they were or had never met them. And you just kind of see that the impact that she had on everybody. You don't look at that photo and think, oh, Nebraska is a football factory. You think, what in the hell is going on? This is why these boys are 3-9. We got that dude hitting spread eagle. We're talking sack on the floor, dude. And there's a photographer there that's taking a picture. I think I was texting with JP, and JP's like, yeah, photographer had to say, hey, yeah, man, this is fire. Like, what are we doing? And when that happens, the photographer needs to say, hey, man, we ain't doing that.
Or
Like
you need to go tell the coach, like, hey, we need to pull this Scally.
But my question is, how is this any different than your Peaky Blinders haircut?
Ooh.
Oh, come on. We talking about Peaky Blinders. We're talking about gang stuff, bro. We're talking killing. We're talking mob stuff. We're talking selling liquor and alcohol and dealing with guns, not doing splits.
When that ball came out, number one, I was having to try and defeat this block from 31 the entire way down the field, which is the most exhausting thing on punt team, is fighting a block all the way downfield. Get off of him. See the ball come on the ground. Bro, I am so wide-eyed. I'm like, oh, let's go, dude. Like, if I get on this ball, cancel Christmas.
Did you see your teammate?
No, no, I did not. You barely see it. You're thinking I'm probably going to get the ball watching the clip. Comes out of sight on me and just dives right before I get on it. We're down there and I'm like trying to like protect him and stuff like that. And I'm also, hey, let me get that. Hey, let me get the ball. I need this.
The last 4 years, I've learned so much more about football. Dude,
You're out there during the...
No, like in games, when you go into a 4 minute, we have like our rules in our head. We're in the huddle talking about
Go
it.
score.
Yeah, that shit was annoying.
Can I ask you a question real quick about this next 2 minute coming up? What's the mindset with this much?
Go score.
Yeah, okay.
Go score. That's the mindset.
So my thought was, are we going to do 2 minute like we were, or are we going back to regular ball?
Go
But he
score.
didn't let me finish, so I looked like a fucking ass on the thing.
It was so
I saw
funny,
the video,
bro.
got my ass.
Tough.
I saw that video, I was like, got my ass, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a big reason why so many guys have been able to come in and know what to do and play fast.
Right.
It's because he breaks shit down at a really good level for players to absorb that and know it.
Whenever you get on the other side of the album that you're making and then you see it for what it is and then you realize you put way too much pressure on yourself during that time frame. And then to me, that's how I kind of learn and look back like, man, we took that shit way too seriously.
Yep.
And you can kind of like, all right, you forgive yourself and then move on and know how to approach it the next time.
And that's kind of what I was alluding to. It's okay to put that type of pressure on yourself to get what needs to be done to then have the success or the failure. We've all gone through that and look back and say, man, I put way too much pressure on myself. And then you grew to here. And now the next time you have a little bit of more of a unique perspective and you're probably still going to put.
That's that age thing you were talking about earlier, comfort
Yeah.
age. Some things are meant for the skillet, some things are meant for the crock pot.
Yep, exactly.
Just depends on what you're trying to
There we
do.
go. Let's go, man.
You're here dropping some jizz today, boy.
In all three of our industries, whether it's music or athletics in the NFL, or me winning fights, losing fights, maybe getting a contract, not getting a contract, the ups and downs, losing sponsors, keeping sponsors. It's just, you got to understand too that the journey is the goal sometimes too. Like we always get focused on that one goal when really, what if it's just the journey to get there that is going to make you the man and the woman that you are. So you're galvanized on the other end of it. You know, you're the man that you become by getting cut, signed, like all these different things you do, all the different things that we've been through, you know, it's just a part of the journey.
It's kind of that thing where it's like the stories that you'll be able to tell your daughter about her grandmother will be what immortalizes her. You know, and the cool thing about what we do, and this is the blessing that me and you have, that our generation has, that our parents' generation didn't have, we are immortalized through that. My daughter will watch these. She will show my daughter's daughter will show these to her kid many moons after me and Bailey are even gone. It's like, hey, this was your great-great-great-grandfather. This shit'll be on YouTube forever, dog. You know what I mean? Because listen, I've got lost in a lot of stupid YouTube wormholes. I'd give anything for one of them to have been my great-grandfather. You know what I'm saying? And kind of see what kind of weird fucking philosophies he had, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like your mother and podcasts like this and stories like this will be immortalized for your daughter. And that stuff will carry on forever, dog. And it's important and it's a blessing, man.
First off, there's got to be a rule with these revs. They got to be in better shape. Like, this is not me like coming at refs. This is literally me just saying like in high intensity
The way the game is evolving.
the way the game's evolving, how fast everything's going, how guys do play more no huddle, like a turbo type of thing where you're kind of just muddle huddling the whole time. And the ref has to touch the ball. Now, that dude ripped it from all the way back. As soon as he saw Dak running a QB draw, he should have started coming up the field also. And they probably would have got it off. But the center's also got to look to the line judge to make sure he knows where the line is, to back it up and put it down.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
better shape. Like there should be a test. There should be like a test.
And another thing too, like
every quarter of the year, there should be, whether it's a combine or just like a test to make sure that they're in shape and they can handle their job.
yeah, because those guys have
part of it. You're,
regular
like,
jobs. They have
protecting
regular
the-
jobs too. Like they're good dudes. Like I know a lot of these refs, they're great dudes.
The NFL can consistently gets like the athlete evolves bigger, faster, stronger. Like we need the same evolution with these referees.
When game day happened, I think Foxy was with me and maybe Zito was with me. And we were sitting there. I'm like, I'm going off of that fucking pontoon for sure. And I think Zito was like, oh, like, oh, you know, like a little bit of, caused a little bit of thing. So I think somebody had heard, you know, she was like, do you want me to go ask if it's deep enough? And we're like, yes, that's something I would have never thought of. And while I'm walking to the boat, she's like asking the person as I'm getting close. And then he says, no, it's not deep enough. And then she says, no, it's not deep enough. Like to me as I'm getting on the boat. And it was like, I think I got to go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the
I
chance.
think I still got to go. Yeah. But the water was not see-through. It was a river. I could have died. I could have impaled myself, but that would have been fucking like you going out on a football field. Could you imagine if I would have,
you went out?
if I went out doing a belly flop into the Brazos on college
Entertaining
fucking
the
game day?
masses?
That would be get pretty good views. I'd get more than Adam Cole.
I got my teeth chipped when I was 11 years old. His name was Travis. And I went up and it was like a cool older white dude in my project. We was in the projects.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, you want to ride these rollerblades? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to ride rollerblades.
How old was
But
this dude?
He might have been a pedophile.
Yeah, it sounds like it, dude. He was 40. Hey, kid, you want to ride these rollerblades? Knock yourself out.
So Travis gave me the road back, rode down the hill. And I was going good down the hill, but I didn't know how to stop and all that, you know. And I hit a speed bump, went up in the air, and the first thing came down was my mouth, and it. I remember feeling like the warmth of my teeth hitting the ground. Oh. So Travis took his bullshit ass up the hill.
Yeah. Want to go find another
I'm
kid.
just sitting there on them big ass shit. I'm glad.
Hey, give me the rollerblades.
I'm glad he didn't fuck me.
My shit talking, because I don't, like, I've been told in the field, people are gonna shoot me or this, that, and the other. I'm gonna get murdered.
Shoot.
Yeah, shoot me.
A little weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like murder.
Who are you playing against? Who?
Hey, I'm not gonna say names.
I mean,
don't
don't
want that
name
person
drop.
to get in trouble.
Can you say the team?
But this
Jacksonville Jaguars.
But talk about your Legion of Boom years, dude. I don't even know what specifically. We can talk about how you guys should have handed the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
Man, I was surrounded by some freaking superstars. And I didn't even like realize, like, these are my boys, like, you know, Cam, you know, Sherm. These are homies. Like, we came in here together. But when you like look at it, like, we were like the Beatles of the NFL.
He said
No, we're the Beatles of the NFL.
I'm really saying that.
And it's like, when we stepped on the field, it's like, you could like low-key see like guys were like intimidated to play against us.
100%.
Like guys knew like, they don't stand a chance. And I was just surrounded by greatness. And we just kicked ass for a solid 5 years.
What was I doing the other night? Oh, so my oldest daughter, Win Rebel, she's we're trying to potty train Win Rebel, dude. And she's like, she goes to the bathroom, she can wipe, she can do all the things she needs to do. But like at nighttime, she's got to wear the pull-up. And the pull-up is where she has a tough time. And every morning we wake up, I'm like, hey, did you potty in your diaper? She says, yeah. Literally says like this, yeah, but I'm a kid. And that happens.
Dude,
Straight up says it just
funny.
like that. Says it exactly like that. And so I was talking to her the other night as me and her mom were trying to put her to sleep. And I go, hey, like, do your best not to pee in your diaper. And she's like, why? And then for whatever reason, she brought up like Santa. I was like, no, you're not going to be on the naughty list if you can't pee in your diaper. Like that's not how we roll. You know, we don't rule with an iron fist type of mentality in the Lewan household. Like you're on the naughty list if you piss your bed. Like who gives a shit, right? I still do it sometimes when I've had too many whistle pigs. Yeah. So I call Will, dude. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He goes, oh, you know, just at Whole Foods. And I'm like, all right. Hey, I'm laughing to myself, dude. Go ahead.
I was in the cheese section.
Yeah.
Garrett and JP know how I am, like getting those blocks of cheese. I'm like trying to find the right snack.
Because the housewarming party this weekend.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around at all the different cheeses. Taylor calls, I hear, you know, the Halloween theme song come up. That's Taylor's ringtone. Answer, he's like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, you know, I'm at Whole Foods.
Just doing it.
He goes, hey, I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes. I need you to be Santa Claus for when. I was like, hang on, what? He goes, I need you to be Santa.
That's not what happened. you go, okay. And I go, hey, here's what we're going to do. Now, this is where Will's brain turned off. I go,
I'm still looking, I'm gazing.
This is where Will's brain just completely turns off. I go, hey, can you be Santa? He goes, uh-huh. And then goes, done with the brain part. And this is now looking at his cheeses. And I said, hey, don't make this about naughty list or nice list. Like, just encourage the
You're
child.
talking a little faster than that. Come on,
you
you're
remember.
in and out.
You
Yeah,
remember the tone of my voice, but you can't remember what I said?
You weren't like, hey, let's not make this about the naughty and nice list.
I said, don't make it about the naughty. All right, I'll talk the way I talk. Don't make it about the naughty or nice list. Like, just talk to her and give her words of encouragement so she doesn't pee in her diaper as she goes to sleep. And yeah, this is Will looking for the cheeses. And he goes, yeah, uh-huh. All right, cool, yeah. So, all right, hang up, change it from Will Compton to my phone to Santa. I go, when? I'm about to call him. She goes, call who? I go, I'm calling Santa. So I call Santa on my phone, and Santa picks up. Santa also decides not to change one influx of their voice at all. It's just Will's voice, who wins around all of the time. The voice. He goes, hello?
Win, what's up, stud?
He goes, hello? And Win goes, hello? He goes, literally without fucking changing his voice, he goes, do you know who this is? And Win's like, Santa? And she's like, yeah, that's right. And I look at Taylor, and I look at Taylor like I'm the fucking dad of the year. Like I'm giving her an eye shoulder shrug, like I fucking did this. Before Taylor can even crack a smile or a frown, Will goes, here you're having trouble in the potty, which is not what we talked about. It's about in bed. And he goes, he goes, I've been looking over. You gotta relax. You gotta relax, dude. Literally the first fucking thing he says is, heard you having trouble in the potty. No happiness in his voice. Heard you having trouble in the potty. Well, I've been looking over my list over here, and you wouldn't want to be on the naughty list, would you? And I look at Taylor.
You're towing the line with the naughty and nice list.
Like, without saying it out loud, goes, what the fuck is he doing? Like, mouse that at me, and I go, we discussed this. And he goes, you want to?
Taylor goes, shh. Like, hey, what the fuck is he doing? Shh.
Like, I think, I got so much faith in Will, I know he's going to write that. He's going to fix that issue. So he fucking, I've shushed my wife. I've shushed my wife to stop listening or stop judging Will and knowing that he's going to bring this around full circle and be like, yeah. And I have to listen to Will for the next 4 minutes. Tell Win how if she doesn't get it together, basically she's going to be on the naughty list. Like, without changing his voice. And then at the end, at the end he goes, hey, Win. And by this point, Win's kind of like fucking done listening to Santa. He realizes Santa's an asshole now. He goes, hey, Win. Hey, Win. Win goes, yeah? He goes, promise me you're not going to be in the bed anymore. And it's quiet for a second.
He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything. And Will goes, promise me.
Promise me, Win.
Promise me, Win. And it startled her. Like, it was quiet for 7 seconds, which is so long. Promise me you're not going to be in the bed anymore. Promise me. To the point, what the fuck, dude?
Promise.
She gets off. She goes, okay. She just says, okay. And fucking hangs up. She presses the button. Like, I'm done talking to Santa now. I fucking hit the red button. And I look at my wife and go, I'll let you fix that. And just leave and walk downstairs. Went from thinking I'm the best dad ever to I might have fucked up my kid. That might have been a core moment. She's like, when'd you stop believing in Santa? The minute he was being an asshole to me. That's the minute I fucking stopped believing in Santa.
I said, all right, I'll see you next year at Christmas. Bye, Win. We get off the phone and in my head, I'm thinking,
oh my God, dude, I'm sweating.
I kind of just bodied that.
He fucking got off the phone and goes, you know what? I will take that cheddar.
Yeah,
I will take that expensive cheddar. Put it over here. Did a couple good things over here. I don't know if you heard.
Taylor calls me and goes, bro, that couldn't have gone. And I'm thinking he's going to say any better. He goes, any worse. And we just start laughing.
He goes, dude, what are you talking about? Like, didn't catch any of the fucking words I said,
dude. I told you not to mention the naughty or nice list. Yeah. I said, shit, I missed that part.
It was the only fucking part. It was the part.
Oh, bro.
He heard an opportunity to be Santa. He was stoked.
You want to know what's wild?
Didn't read the script. What's up?
Because we were all in a group chat, just
damn,
dying and laughing. I'm sending voice messages. I'm just doing circles around Whole Foods, like crying, laughing, not getting anything off the shelves. I'm just doing lap after lap. And I did feel really bad about it. And the whole way home, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna tell Charles the story, and I pretty much pretend to be Santa if I got another opportunity at this thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how could I have done this? And I'm like doing it all on the way home. I think I'd
talking
be
to
pretty good
yourself.
now. But
Do you think what's the first thing you would do? Maybe change the sound of your voice?
oh yeah, 100%. Ho ho ho.
Talk to me as Santa. Let me sit on your lap. Hi.
Hang on a second.
You got to be your best Santa. You got to
All
fix
right,
this,
all
all
right.
right? This is for my daughter.
Ho ho ho. Hello, Win. do you know who this is?
It's Santa.
Wait, no. Hang on.
All right.
Ho ho ho. Hi, Win. This is Santa Claus. We're on the phone, but I guess you're sitting on my lap.
No, yeah, we're at the mall now.
Okay. Hi, Win.
Fucking out of here, dude. That's terrible.
That's terrible. Oh my God. All that hurt.
Oh,
Sweaty boy.
I would, you know.
How would you know? Give it your
Always
best
mess
fucking
around.
go. Dude.
Oh, Rudolph, get off the couch. You know how Rudolph gets when he doesn't play his reindeer games. Just kind of talk to her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's so funny, dude. That's
Oh,
so fucking funny.
gosh.
Oh, you did it. I mean,
I didn't really.
you did
like,
it all. You did it poorly, but you got it done.
I got it done at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have any time to prepare. You caught me in the middle of like trying to decide something. You know how my brain is. I can't focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, you got to open that mouth, dude. Ingest it all.
Yeah.
As far as like a camaraderie guy, like a locker room guy, there's no one better I've ever met in my life who gets along with everybody. Even if he doesn't know somebody or he knows he's met them before, he'd be like, "What's up, dude? Good to see you," and like dap him up, and like you could just tell that person's like, "Yeah, Will loves me." It's like Will doesn't give a fuck.
Will
about
doesn't
you.
even
He
know
doesn't know you at all.
Oh, what are you talking about?
That's a good thing.
I'm
He's
complimenting you.
Yeah, but
But
you're
I'm not
acting like
like
I
that.
don't give a fuck about the person.
No, you care about people, but it's like you when you come in with that energy, it's not like you're
Taylor
giving
stands
that
in the
energy
back,
because
he
there's
don't give
that
a fuck
special to
about
you.
He's lying to you right now.
He did outside. I went to shake his hand. He goes, "No, get in here, buddy." And he
Yeah,
gave
it
me
was
a hug.
awesome. He felt kind of warm,
I
right?
was like, "Fuck, I love Will Compton."
It all changed. It all changed when his teeth changed. Before,
When he hugged me, I go, "Look at this fucking guy's white chips. They're whiter than those numbers right now."
Yeah,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Yeah, those things
Those
are
must have cost you
outstanding.
$30K. They look great though.
15.
Jesus. I get over there and there's a driver. There's a driver for all the imports. You can't drive over there.
why can't you drive over there?
Because like it's Russia, like they'll fucking take you, and it's just there's no chance an import can drive over there. Every team has a driver for the imports, and so this guy's driving. This guy's driving us the second day, and all of a sudden the cops are behind us. I'm like, oh fuck! And the cops, we get pulled over. The guy pulls over Vadim. I'll never forget. I have a picture. I'm in the hot tub with Vadim. He's my boy. Haven't spoken to him since I left. So the cop walks up to the window and he puts down the window like this far, and Vadim just takes a bunch of cash, bunch of rubles, and just hands it out the window. And the
Rubles,
cop,
is that like marbles or is that like the
rubles,
currency?
that's the cash.
Got you.
And hands it to the cop, and he says, "Blah, blah, blah, blah," and leaves.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Can you tell us about the Russian gas and the vitamins?
The Russian gas is nuts. I played a game.
Well, what's Russian gas?
So Russian gas is
I remember hearing Biz say-
before the
Oh,
game.
we just regurgitating shit? Yeah. I love that.
So the guys that I was playing with, the Russian guys, before the game, like after warmups, I'm talking like 10 minutes before a puck drop, they'd go in and all of them would be on an IV. And I'm like, what is going on? What is that? And the guys are, you try. You feel strong. I was like, well, I don't know. And finally we played a game and the team was good. And I was like, all right, fuck this. Like, this is probably my last year playing hockey. And I went in, and after warm-ups, I got this IV, and I got on the ice. I was like, oh my God, I am flying. I'm talking. I'm like, I'm going to play in the NHL again. No, I was like, this isn't over. This isn't over. The next day we had practice, and I was like, wait a minute, I suck again. What the hell was that?
You know, I asked him to come out with me on Saturday. I was like, hey, you're about to have a kid.
How come you asked me to go out?
Well, I didn't even have your number. And this is the first moment we've met, right?
We would have known you were there. I'm sure we would have all been together at some point.
I didn't know you were there. But we went out and got pretty rowdy. And, you know, as the game was in, I'm like, Will, let's go out. Let's go. Dude, you're going to have a baby and you're not going to be able to go out. I know.
He has a leash.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. Hey, it's hard.
Hey,
Hard. What are
listen,
you gonna say to that?
I'm just saying I had been day drinking all day long, man. I knew what it was. Like I knew when we went out, the fun, the peak of the night was at Nissan Stadium for us.
Yeah.
We were so rowdy, we were yelling. I was already losing my voice. I knew if I went out, we were gonna be standing there and it was gonna be like 2 a.m. and it's like,
You don't have to explain, brother. You don't have to, bro. Just say, man, I went home.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home.
You're right. You're right, man.
Petted the fuck out of you,
did,
dude.
man. What an honor, though.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we'll have an.
What a fucking honor.
And Will touch on this for a second, but it's so different the way he is in the building and the way he is out of the building. Because when he first got to the Titans, everybody had like
he has a
this
big
guy's an
old shot
asshole
on his-
always,
Yeah.
always got a lipper in, sucking on a vape.
Yeah.
You walk by his car, there's a pack of Marlboros in his center console.
Needs to be these.
Yeah, yeah. This photo we took that on Saturday.
I was like, Ray, what's up? You trying to sign me for year 10? What are we trying to do?
Dude, that's
I start doing
hilarious.
kick slides in front of him, punt sets. He's like, hey, drag hand, drag hand.
And so, but like in the building, he kills Will when Will was on the team. Verbally assaults that poor man. And then outside the building, I think Vrabel is like Will's his favorite player he's ever coached. So I come back on the beach and I look at my buddy Brown. I'm like, hey, dude, you got to try this. Go walk to the bar like you're going to go get another Dos Equis, and this girl's going to come up to you and grab you by the penis. So I end up talking him into it. Same thing happens. Walks up. She comes out of the alleyway and grabs him just the same way. But he's immediately like, no, I'm good. I'm all set. She reaches into his pocket, pulls out all his money. He's like, what the fuck? Give me my fucking money. He starts yelling at the girl, and she darts back into her little alleyway
lair.
that goes out to the main street. Chases after this broad. And I chase after the guy. I get to the alleyway, and it's like literally like a high school fight scene's about to go down. Like these two are like kind of squaring off with each other. This girl and my buddy, and he's like in her face
And
about
they're
the $80. Some dude named Bito. He's about 5'2" tall, about 5'4" around. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And he's like, this bitch stole my money. And he looks at her and he goes, bitch. And he goes, yeah, this girl stole my money. And he goes, buddy, that's not a girl. That's a guy. And he
No
pulls up the skirt
ways.
on this jack-o'-lantern woman, and she's got a bulge bigger than mine. He
It's
used
all
to not
good.
smile.
Really?
No, when I
Ooh, I
first
think
met
I
him,
smiled.
whenever we would take a picture, you do like this.
Yeah, if we're talking about photos.
Yeah.
Not that I
You
didn't
have
laugh
sex
my
too?
ass off.
Oh,
What?
Do you have fake teeth?
Why does
Erica.
this happen on every goddamn show?
Oh yeah, they're fake.
Oh, yeah.
Pull them up. Look at that.
Oh.
Look at those things. It totally changed him. It changed him as a person. It
Were
changed his
you
look.
always dying to do it?
Yeah, it was always something I kind of wanted to do. And then when I came
Nice.
to Tennessee and I was in like a new place on a new team, a new team knew me.
Yeah,
And
I
then
love it.
I ended up getting them, and everybody would try and like do the whole like, hey, it's your stitch, man. Like it's part of your personality. You can't change that. And
No, you can do
nobody
whatever you want.
cares
You
that
do
X,
you.
Y, and Z. But now it's a little different.
Yeah.
Now you look back at it and you're like, oh fuck, his mouth was fucked up.
Like he had his little friend had his 5th birthday party. And it's like, dude, for my 5th birthday party, I got a fucking cupcake. My dad let me watch a cartoon.
Yeah.
This party, dude. It's not real, man. They had a fucking chocolate fountain that was made out of the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this,
Stupid
David Blaine
money.
was doing magic. David Blaine's doing
You're
magic.
lying.
And
David Blaine's
David
there?
Blaine's there. But no,
How defeated was David Blaine like making
Dude, I
animals,
know, I
like,
went up
pulling
to him.
bunnies out of hats? Like, what the
dude,
fuck
no
am I
one's
doing?
paying attention. I went up to him. I was like, "What's up, dude?" You know, like, because the kids are playing with their fucking Legos. They don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
David Blaine.
They don't know that they're in the
They have no
presence of
clue.
greatness.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's magic, but yeah,
Yeah, but still, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
yeah, but
Yeah,
you know.
people who pay
Yeah.
Hey, that was a tough deal. You're right. Hey, that was on me. That's on me.
people who pay top dollar for birthday parties is pretty
Oh shit! Yeah. Hey, we're like that. Yeah, you still ain't getting no fucking cupcake. That's for damn sure.
I'm not trying to one up you guys. I'm not saying it's my idea. It's your guys' business model. But 8 years ago, I did fly to Ohio State during their spring training camp and have Urban Meyer on. So I was really close with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
that's a tough play though.
It-
Looking
it,
back
it
now.
didn't go well because
Yeah, Urban Meyer's
Is
kind of. I mean, look what's happened to him. That's a tough
Oh, I didn't
look.
realize I was with cancel culture today. Oh, that's cool.
Hey.
The guy can't have a few drinks and grab an ass.
narrative?
We're gonna fucking
Yeah, you guys are running with it.
If
man.
he's gonna say I'm gonna one up you guys, and
That's
bring
ours.
Up, yeah,
We're
if
taking
He's
that.
gonna bring up Urban Meyer. We got to pull you back down. If
You
we
can
don't
pull
try
me
and
back
beat you.
down. Now, it didn't go great because I was making fun of him for being a white cornerback in the 60s.
Yeah.
And he was not
That's how-
taking the jokes.
Well, in the
it went
60s,
very rough.
in the 60s, it was kind of like a only white guy party,
That's why I
right?
told him, I was
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't play if it was today. Right?
No
He
question.
wasn't like laughing with you or nothing.
No. He didn't. He was like, sure. And then we'll just skip past him.
God,
All
that's
right.
got to be a tough interview.
He's got to
But
me
I
what it
stuck
seems
to
like
it.
monster ego.
back in the day, was Scholastic Sports. They used to get the top guys come down and film their games. And if you made Scholastic Sports, like you were, big stuff. They called my coach the day of the game and say they weren't going to make it. Broke my heart.
Yeah.
So I decided to go out and drink as many 40s as I can before the game. And then I'm in Florida, so we didn't have 40 ounce. We have just 32 ounce quarts is what they call them.
Yeah.
So I had to drink 3 of them in order to be 240s. Coach said, hey, they canceled. Something happened with their travel arrangements. They're not going to come. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll see you guys when it's time to check in. I made it to the campus after 340s, got dressed, lined it up. I had 350 yards on like 15 carries, 5 touchdowns.
Oh my God.
Fort Pitt Central, I'll never forget the school, man. They were pretty dope. They were like 5A, we were 3A. Best game ever. I started to drink some more fucking 40s the next
No
week.
doubt.
So I heard, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that Georgia left a duffel bag of $30,000.
I heard it was 50.
50,000.
I heard it was 50.
Either way, you can correct us, but they left you a duffel bag to sign with them over Florida. You ended up choosing Florida and kept the duffel bag.
It wasn't a duffel bag. Yeah,
Crazy,
but it was a gang of cash, man, and
Hey, 30 or 50.
it was up there. It was.
You might have to add another
50.
zero.
Closer to 50.
It was closer to 50. And those was the days, man. It was the days I would just go over to this guy's place and say, hey, I'm in West Palm. I'm visiting my mom. Come by my place. 1,000, 15, $3,000 every time I went over. And I went over 3-4 times.
Partying with Snoop Dogg would be all time.
Would have been sick.
You would be so high.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you wanted to or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Just secondhand.
Just secondhand, just stoned out of your mind.
100%. Yeah.
You think it'd be harder to smoke with Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson.
You think it'd be harder?
Mm-hmm.
Well, elaborate. Why do you
think? I think there was a story that came out of Willie Nelson smoking. It was like Snoop and Wiz Khalifa under the bus.
No shit.
Yeah.
Under the bus.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think Toby Keith wrote a song about he'll never smoke weed with Willie Nelson again.
Yeah.
He was
I don't
like
know.
that.
I don't know. That's what I heard. I think I heard that. Maybe it was flipped, but I'm pretty sure it was Willie Nelson.
And you had the unanimous thing saying you were seeing ghosts out there.
Right.
Seeing ghosts. Seeing ghosts.
Hey, that's a tough meme.
Yeah, it is. No, it's a tough thing to handle, to this day.
Mm-hmm. So when all that stuff's cycling, what are you thinking about that?
It's interesting because like in our room, in a quarterback room,
Mm-hmm.
we would see guys kind of like in the pocket. You have some quarterbacks flinch a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We would say, "Oh, they're seeing ghosts out there," and so like said that to my coach at the time. When we were down 40-0.
Yeah,
because I was just pissed and didn't know what to say, to be honest. And it happened, and they got it on live TV.
So did were you mic'd up? Who was mic'd up?
I was mic'd up.
Oh, you fucked up.
Yeah.
That's on you. I was hoping it'd be like a coach or something like that, but you sold yourself out.
No, it's for sure on me. I'll take that one to the grave.
For sure on me.
I'll take that one to the grave, no doubt.
But hey, listen, everyone has bad games.
That was the worst game by far that I've ever played in my life, and I own up to it.
Rank the best shit talkers. I think the first one that comes off the top of my head is Jalen Ramsey. Jalen is the thing that makes an art of shit talking is a lot of guys talk shit in the first quarter. It's when the second, third, and fourth quarter hit. If you're still talking in the fourth quarter, one, your conditioning's phenomenal.
Right.
Like you can run and go all day. I think Jalen would probably be number one. A sleeper to me is Trey Hendrickson, the DN from the Bengals. Yeah, white boy. I played him when he was at the Saints, and he got like a sack and a half on me. I had a tough game. And in the beginning of the game, we're playing in the playoffs, and I got in his face a little bit, and he's like, "Remember what happened last time? You remember what happened last time?" I'm like, damn, this dude keeps receipts.
Now when I think about Mike Stud, I literally grimace. I grimace because
the legend of Mike Stud's pretty big.
Yeah, like it worked, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful. I don't regret it at all because I actually don't know if it would have stuck if it didn't have like it's just obnoxious. Like, you know what I mean? When you look like I do, like I'm a white kid, big baseball player, I don't look like most artists in a sense where it's just kind of coming from Duke, it's just like so easy to dislike. And I totally get why a lot of people kind of felt like, fuck this guy.
Duke is a very dislikable school.
Mike Stud from Duke, fucking
rapping. Anytime they see you're partying, got it all around you.
Partying and fucking bitches and drinking Bud Lights. Like, fuck this guy, And I understand. I understand, but like, I look back at it, I'm just like, man, that was exactly who I was. You know, like just like this is who I am now. And that's why I couldn't be Mike Stud anymore, because it wasn't real anymore. You know, like it's the same notion. To be honest, like if you said, hey, like you're gonna have a real music career, I wouldn't have picked Mike Stud. If I'm an independent artist, I have to hop in bed and do business with the record label to put those songs out. Now I'm willing to, you know,
Yeah.
I'm willing to. But these record labels have huge rosters with huge schedules, and Post is their biggest cash cow. They're working on his album. What's good is the only reason this even happened is because we're buddies. So Post has a strong enough voice to say, fuck it, we're doing this. So that's really what I'm going to need for it to see the light of day. And if it doesn't come out, you guys know Post didn't do that, so go. It's on Post.
We'll have him on. I'll call him right after this and let him know.
But no, man, he's like the best guy ever. He was a neighbor of mine in Los Angeles. I mean, we spent so much fucking time together, and it was just had a great experience. And then we made a lot of great songs together. You know, a handful of great songs together. So, to answer your question, it's kind of up in the air.
It's all on Post.
Yeah, it's all in Post.
Yeah.
You've been in 3 fights?
Me and Taylor, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Why?
Bullshit. When are you 3-0? One, I gave him spankings one day for his birthday. That was when we first got on the bus.
But that
I
wasn't-
put you
I
over
let
that
you do
couch.
that.
I put you over that couch.
Yeah, I was
and
all
I
about
treated
it.
you
though.
real bad.
Give Daddy
with 30 full spankings. Then we wrestled one time. Yeah, I slept on you. You tossed my ass. There's no question about it.
What?
Fucking tossed me.
Did you used to wrestle?
Bro, he's from Bonterra, Missouri.
Yeah, I had
That's
a
all they
feeling.
do.
Yeah.
But what happened after that? Right after you tossed me.
You got really mad, and then it's
Things
like,
got
all right.
real serious.
Well, I tossed him, and I'm kind of laughing because I got his ass.
Yeah.
And his wife in the background goes, "Oh shit!" And so Taylor
Oh,
just gets
no.
He starts like on the ground. He starts trying to like choke me and shit. I'm like, "Hey, fucking take it easy, man." But yeah, he wasn't.
That's one way to fucking say the way it went. I'm not gonna argue with it because we got a show to do. But the second time was in Miami with Boss.
Boss was there.
And Boss, you saw what happened.
Yeah, we got video, buddy. I don't know if you want to go to this.
Saw what happened.
Wait, what?
So they asked you to go on stage. This is the main stage at SNL, like the real life
Where they do
monologue part.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Yeah, that
that's
was
badass.
Scary. That was scary.
I bet.
'Cause it was empty. The room's empty. So you go up there by yourself.
And how many people are in it?
Camera. Like eight people at a table watching.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been told that when you go up there, it's like a known thing that they're not gonna laugh at anything you say.
That's what I was told. And then the first joke, they laughed. And I was like, oh, shit, this is great.
You're thinking I'm killing it.
Who's right now?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
then I got done, and they like within a couple days, they were like, "We're hiring you." And then a couple days later, they were like, "We want you to not be a writer. We want you on the cast this year," which started in like 2 weeks.
Oh no shit!
I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." It was like the first time I was able to like call my parents and be like, "Shit's, do you know what this is?" Like normally it's like, "Oh, I'm going on the road." They're like, "Who cares?"
Right.
Finally, I was like SNL. They
Get
were
American
like,
parents
nice.
would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're like, "You're a loser."
But that shit really pissed me off. And then I'm driving and I go to take a left to come to the bus. And a motherfucker, bro, I don't understand how people don't get out in the middle a little bit to turn left when the light's gonna turn red.
Hey, that is the most annoying shit.
They stay behind the line.
And then it turns red and they don't even go.
And it's yellow. And fucking they could have went, bro. And they just sit there. I was so fucking mad I gave a honk. And then you know how you do one of the things where you're not gonna do nothing, but you're staring. And then when you drive next to him, you drive by, you kind of do one of those fucking, like, yeah, I'll stare you down, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bitch. And then turn left into the bus.
Holy shit, dude! You're unhinged.
I'm unhinged.
You're out of control.
And then,
oh
no, dude!
They got the unloading truck, dude. Our parking lot, like, if you have an unloading truck, fucking bring it in our parking lot and just use up all of our fucking spaces. Because
I've never seen him this mad.
You know what
I've
I'm
never
saying?
seen Will like this
I
before.
couldn't even park in our parking lot.
Do you have a gun? Get a gun.
Yeah.
And then that first night, that night I had sex, I fucked it up so bad that it changed me for the rest of my life. Get to 17 years old and I'm like, I am chomping at the bit. Get a girlfriend. I knew she'd had sex before, so I'm like, cool, right? So we get a case of Natty Light, Pet Cemetery, and 2 condoms. We watched Pet Cemetery, and then my chick's like, hey, do you want to go into the bedroom? And I'm like, it's happening. Drop my pants to the knees. I undo the condom, and I've never seen a condom before. And I'm like, okay. So I unroll it all the way, and I'm like, that's a lot bigger than I thought need. Roll it back 4 inches. And I'm like, there we go. That'll suit it. I go to slide it over, and as I push it down, it inflates. No joke. I'm trying to squeeze the air out of it. It's going. So I go back out to Hartley. I'm like, hey, I need that other condom. I go back in. I put the condom on. I remember putting it on, felt good. I get on top of her. I'm in, pull out, and it's over. I come.
You're done.
I'm done. And she looks at me and goes, "Are you gonna put it in?" I looked down, my dick's between her butt cheek in the bed. I didn't even fuck her. Lost my virginity to a mattress.
But it goes the opposite way too. I was at Zany's last night and this little dude was there wearing a tank top. It said "Gay for Democracy," and I was like, "Yo, that shirt's hilarious."
Yeah.
And it was, "Oh, it works perfect because I'm gay." And he was like ushering people in and out, and I see his little tiny hand kind of come out the door and like wave me over. And I'm looking at his little hand. I'm like, "Damn, I bet dicks look so big in that little tiny hand." You know what I'm saying? Massive. They put massive in those little hands. But it kind of goes with everyone. Everyone's bodies are just totally different.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you found out not all boys had the same size dicks? Like when that came out wrong. Do you remember the first time you went into a locker room and everyone was naked and you were like, "Whoa, hang on, we don't all have the same size dicks?" And you were like, I remember one dude had a hog and I knew him and he was my size and my age.
Changed your life.
I just was like, "Oh, I'm not taking my pants off in here."
Yeah.
How often in anyone's day, thinking right now, no sports, can't talk about sports right now. How often do you go sit in your couch and go, "Fuck yeah"? Never, never, never. Never. You get even when your wife tells you you're pregnant, it's not that energy of when Gabe Davis scores a touchdown.
Right.
Like it's just like, "Oh, quick, it's having a baby." But how often do you get to go, "Fuck, God damn it, go, go, go"? Like that energy, you get that when you're a fucking fan. When you're a fucking fan.
Damn, he's selling me, Willie.
Selling me, dude. My favorite side, just period, in life is baked beans.
Oh.
It is my favorite side of all time.
Oh, really?
Yes. Dude, good baked beans. You can't beat them,
okay.
bro. I'm talking, you lay out a nice cooking, what is it, like cookware glass. What is that called? A dish, a cooking dish.
Okay.
You throw in a couple cans of baked beans. Lay over top, bacon strips.
Oh.
You cut rings of peppers. Place them over top. Slice a couple onions. Place them over top. Brown sugar. Ketchup.
Oh.
More bacon. And you set that thing at 225 for a good 2 to 3 hours. And bro, those are the greatest baked beans that you can have. But anyway, your Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's Day was dope, dude. Woke up in the morning, pancakes. Pancakes for the squad. Here's the deal. Your boy doesn't know how to make pancakes. So Taylor got up and made pancakes for the squad. It was kind of shitty, dude. Because in my head, I'm like, breakfast in bed. And like her first Mother's Day, I made her eggs Benedict with some like, that little sauce, the hollandaise sauce. Like made it scratch, went to the store the day before, like made a whole entire plan. And I realized like I'm a terrible cook. Like she's just doing this because she loves me. And so I got the pancake and I talked to Jason. I'm like, "Jason, batch me up some shit so I can just pour it in." Legit. By the way, once I saw Taylor making the pancakes, that shit's easy as fuck to make.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I'm at a light and homie in front of me is going to turn left. Now I think to myself when I get up there, bro, I think to myself, oh, his or her front tires are ahead of like the median area, right? Where they have now access to go once the light is yellow. Like they've already determined.
They went past the white line.
They've made their mark. They said, "I'm moving. I'm going left for sure."
Yeah.
So what do? I sit there and I smile. I'm like, people are fucking learning. People are watching.
Like maybe I'll get to go with them.
But God damn it, Will, that light turns yellow and I start creeping forward a little bit and they don't fucking move. Now, I see them in the back of their mirror and they're kind of like, they realize they made a mistake. And I see their heads, I swear to God, I see their heads 180 turn back at me. You know what I did, Will? I fucking moved forward. And I shake my head like this. Nope. These people are turning left and they have to turn left, bubbling right and around this car. That's how much in the median this car was. And that person sat there and looked like a fucking idiot.
Good.
For 90 seconds, which is a really long time.
Yeah.
I don't train it a ton, but it was more of a distance. It was more of a distance finder. But I feel like I remember the kick though. A lot of times you don't remember the knockouts. You don't remember. You're just like, I got to see it on replay. But I remember standing in front of him. I remember him circling this way, and I was like, let's see what happens. And there is no let's see what happens gingerly with me.
Right.
I'm just like, let's see what happens as hard as I could. And dude, it just landed there and put him on the ground.
Yeah, I thought you killed him. And when that first round, when you caught you at the stumble, we're like, no, get up.
You know, hey, it was legit like straight up fans like yelling at the TV screen.
Yeah.
Don't wake the baby, don't wake the baby, but fuck, you know?
We're watching our boy fight.
Yeah.
We're
watching the boy fight. And it was legitimately like, we were in there with you.
Yeah.
When NF turned on, oh, ain't that something? You ain't hear that coming. We're like, oh, fuck. I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, we're in this shit. I'm in the front row.
But just like what you're talking about there too, you can get that, like you said, you can get that with both. Me fighting for the title, the boys, of course, like my closest dudes, but also the people who are fans of me, they're gonna feel that in a title fight, and they're definitely gonna feel it in a Connor fight. So it's almost
You're very polished. You're very good. I'm gonna put you back in the box.
Yeah,
Okay, individual, personal. Mike Chandler. Which of those fights would you rather have?
I want the title.
So if you got to pick your next fight, it'd be the title fight.
I want Connor.
I don't know.
Because it used to be like, hey, you got a little speck in there, your
Right.
ass is God.
Sorry, Will. That was rude.
And I'd be in, I'm okay. Now I'm starting to get in my bag.
Cool. I've heard you make comments about your piece before.
Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, here's the deal. My penis, all jokes aside, my penis.
6 minutes and 38 seconds and we're talking about Taylor's dick.
I like to think we're right on par with how our
Okay,
podcast
good,
go. Like,
good,
this
good.
is the trajectory usually goes up. My penis is not big by any means. Is it? I don't look at it and I go, yeah, you know, I don't fucking, yeah. But I will say that it's super approachable.
Yeah.
It's very handsome.
So we were in COVID, so we're at home every day, all day long, up late at night playing Risk. So we would laugh about it on text sometimes. Like I'd take an edible and then I'm sending a photo to you when I'm in the bed at night.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a few edibles.
Is this funny? Should I say this? I might hire a guy to be with me when I'm on an edible. Go ahead.
And so whenever the new CBA or the nanogram levels went up, I remember ordering on Amazon just a lot of drug tests so I could figure out how many days in a row I could go without it being in my system. And then how long it took it to exit my system. So that way I knew, like when I'm like earlier, I'm like, oh, I'd pass the test because in my head, like I did the science during COVID.
You did.
When we were trapped.
My man was, hey, he was playing chess.
Sounds like LeBron talking about his game-winning shot. I've already taken this shot. Like I've done this in my head 100 times, dude.
Charles, like, we get another box. I'm like, oh, those are just my drug tests. He's like, are you still doing that experiment? And I'm like, yes. You would ask your fans to pre-cancel you.
Yeah, I
would love to hear about that.
So I don't know if you guys, I assume you know enough about my music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That Mike, we put out an album with these song titles and these lyrics. I'm gonna get fucking canceled. Let's just give him a fucking shot. Let's beat him to the punch. CancelWheeler.com. We'll give you the album for free. Burn it on social media. Let's get out in front of it. Because these people don't give a fuck what's actually on the record, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just give them a chance to cancel me without hearing it.
Put your music.
You can pre-order an album, want people to pre-cancel me. Like, cancel me before they even hear it.
Yeah.
Just to prove my point that they don't give a fuck about them.
How did it do?
We killed it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
canceled?
I got pre-canceled.
I fucking
I
love
got
that.
canceled before I opened my fucking mouth. What's it like going and checking all the fucking NFL schlongs?
They
It's
got
like an
some
oasis.
fucking wrenches in there, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
there-
yes, I'm saying, like, is it
some mean real deal DeWalt power tools
you're
going
just-
on in
you're
there.
just feeling like piece of shit? Do you try to cover it up?
No.
You stand next to the
At
linemen.
first you do.
The
At first
linemen,
you
they
do.
got
Bigger
small,
guys, they-
yeah,
you know.
'cause- yeah, they got the gut. You
The
know,
more body fat you have, the more the dick goes away. I think it's like every 10 pounds overweight you are, you lose half an inch. I think that's a real fact. We might have to Google that.
Do you shower with your team after performances?
yeah, we should. The band all showers and compares dicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Who have you seen that you've been impressed with?
You're putting me on
the
this.
top of my head.
That's why so far I dig this podcast because I can't remember the last interview where they're like, "Tell me the most impressive dick you've seen."
No.
They didn't ask me that on CMT.
It's an art. Speaking of seasons, dude, it's summer, boys. And I don't want to take anyone's shout out for shout of the week, but I feel like we all just need to maybe have a moment of silence for summer. That felt nice. Dude, it's nice, dude. Nice. Oh. Can't wait, dude. See, here's the difference between men and women when it comes to summertime. When summertime hits, men think of one thing. I'm going to get a fire tan.
Pussy, dude. Previews are low key underrated in movies.
I think I don't think they're underrated at all. I think that's
Hey, might
you
have to
need
add that one.
If you miss previews, it's kind of like it ruins your movie.
Ruins
Yeah, because you want to know, because you always want to have that side 20-second furious. I see that. I like that. You know,
Low key, you want to forget what you're going there to watch.
yes. Bro, you know what we need to do for real?
Top golf.
Is, it's not very expensive at all to rent out a theater. And they could be like the 6 of us just chilling in there. Hey, Halloween Ends comes out. Can't wait.
It pisses you off when you're like on your way to the movie and you're like late and somebody's like, yo, we're gonna make it by the movie. What are you stressing about? It's like, yo, why am I fucking rolling with this motherfucker, dude?
No, if you don't fuck with the previews, it's like, yo, you're not really a moviegoer.
You were one of the most hated players in college basketball, like history, like obviously Duke as well, but like it just in college basketball in general. And there were times where you talked about quitting. Is it true that you've changed your number at times, like your cell phone number?
Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, my sophomore year, I've probably changed it 10 or 15 times. There were so many nights that year where I don't know who was the culprit. It was somebody from Duke that had a friend at another school that would pass along my number. And, you know, it was UNC fans mostly and Maryland fans mostly. And back then I had the Nokia, you know, and so like, I don't know if you could do this maybe in like the upgraded model, my junior and senior year, but early on, like you couldn't
like the snake
set an
model.
alarm and simultaneously have it on silent. So I would just get calls all night long, like 30, 40 calls. You know, as soon as like the number shows up at a Maryland party or at a Maryland bar, like my shit's blowing up over and over and over again. I would wake up at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I'd start chugging beers. I'd have a burrito, party through the night, wake up at 2 p.m. I did that for 2 straight weeks. No one knew where I was. I told my parents I was in summer school. I told Duke I was back home finishing my incomplete. One day I get a fucking rap at noon on the door of the apartment, and it's Coach Collins and Coach Wojo. By the way, I have one outfit, blue Abercrombie shirt and Abercrombie cargo shorts.
Oh, it was the time.
The cargo
It was the
shorts.
times.
It was the times. I weigh 195. I'm 225. I'm fat as fuck. I hadn't shaved in like 3 weeks. My hair's like SAE frat boy hair. They're like, you know, come outside. We get in the car. We drive all the way back to
Just give
campus.
me a pause real quick. Where's your anxiety at when these dudes knock on the door?
10 out of 10. There was bongs everywhere as well. Like it was a bad scene. Beer cans everywhere. In a way though, I was like, finally.
Really?
Yeah, someone came to get me.
The boy put on a SPF 50 all over my body. And I'm thinking like,
Dude, like what are we doing, right?
But I'm thinking I'm still gonna get tan.
But you're not. That's what women lie to you. They say, "Oh, you think your skin is lying."
Hardcore day in the sun like that. So
I
I'm
know.
thinking, like, let me protect this whole body.
If anybody needs to know how to get a tan, I'm gonna help you out right now. First 20 minutes, don't put anything on, and then get dry, and then spray yourself down. That's how you hit a base. Spray yourself down with the 50 or the 30, whatever you want. Me personally, I'm a 30 to 50 on the face, and no more than 30 on the body. 50 is it's a lot. It's like for children.
Just
You
wondering
didn't
when I
get
get to
anything?
go back in the telling.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It was a big time interruption.
You're right. I'm a piece of shit. Go ahead.
Story's over, man.
No, don't do that.
Now.
Don't you dare bring up last year.
Now.
Don't you dare bring up last year.
We're like,
mentally
I'm watching,
unfit.
You know how you have the memory photos on your phone? So I was like, oh, I forgot last year I was on my bachelorette party with the girls and stuff. I was like, oh, we run our bachelor parties on Memorial Weekend. And so I sit back and I'm thinking, this motherfucker, this is when it starts to get a little personal for the boy. I'm like, this motherfucker goes on a bachelor party with Dylan. And I'm thinking like, this dude last year at this same moment in time, I had my bachelor party and we're fucking boys for real. Like he's in my wedding and arguably could have been standing right by my side to be the best man. 2 days before we left for the bachelor party, he has me over at his house to sit me down and tell me he's not coming on the bachelor party. 2 days before, all the way leading up to it, he was going to the bachelor party. But now you look back and you understand like, all right, you made the right, like you're making the right decisions as you like choose your friends, Will.
Pull up Clemson when they won the national championship. That dude that got drafted in the first round by the Dolphins was doing the splits, twerking that thing.
Yeah, he was
moving them cheeks around, bro. He dropped that shit down. He was looking and then hit like
He was OD too. I let Mike Williams hear about that.
That shit's funny.
Oh, that was funny?
That was funny though. That was funny though.
When he did
it was like
amendment.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He had a little bend in that joint though. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's your.
Oh yeah, that was OD. That was OD. That was OD. He's third though. He's OD.
For 30 seconds.
He tried to man it up at the end though with the bounce. That's a little.
He tried to pull that back, dude.
He tried to muscle it up though at the end.
What do you mean muscle?
The leg, he definitely wild. He wild.
Bro,
He definitely wild. I never, yeah. Nah, he cool.
Oh, bro.
Wow. Somebody call Mike Williams, man.
Telling you that dog in that lab.
Nah, bro, I don't play that.
Wait, we're not playing? What'd he say? What'd he
You
say?
won't let a dog kiss him on the mouth.
Nah, bro, y'all tripping.
What if it's a girl dog?
Y'all tripping, bro.
What do you mean?
Bro, y'all tripping,
You don't ever
bro.
want to kiss your dog on the cheek.
Y'all let y'all dog lay in the bed with y'all too, huh?
No, that's we don't do that.
Wait.
Disgusting.
Lay with you in the bed?
Bro, y'all tripping, bro.
Bro,
no
I got little
way.
Jakey in the bed? You
got Jake in the bed?
Oh, I snuggle his little ass up, dude.
No, sir.
He's got to push me away.
And y'all on y'all couch too, huh?
Yeah.
Waffle
No
shit on the
way, bro.
What do you mean?
Nah, bro.
Hey, you know what you need?
He's trying to build like an
need a
MTV
dog.
crib.
Yeah,
I definitely
exactly.
need a dog. Maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll be.
This
If
contemporary.
you get a golden doodle, I think it'll be a little bit different.
I think if you get a golden doodle, your NFL career is probably over.
Maybe I'll wait on that video. Maybe we gonna wait on that video.
Yeah, the best thing I think the MLB ever did was wear fucking 77 bracelets and necklaces, all for balance. Remember when they went through that phase for a little bit?
Where you're in the mall and they
It was
try
like
and
the 2000s, and they had
like
all the
copper
necklaces.
bracelets?
Yeah, that like kept your chakra or whatever all fucking balanced out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? You're just saying yes right
no,
now.
the
'cause-
copper
okay, good.
bracelets. Like
Yeah.
the dude in the mall who'll be like, "Hey, like let me tug on your arm." They'll like get you off balance,
Yes,
and then
dude,
you'll be like,
yes,
and then you'll be like,
power
"Hey,
balance,
put this
power
on," and then you like feel it, and then next thing you know, you're wearing one back to college,
Yeah.
and you're trying to tell the boys in the weight room, "Hey, I think I'm on to
Hey,
something."
some kiosk guy at the mall gave me this.
Yes,
Like that's the main selling point. So he's like, let me tug on your arm. He rips the fuck out of your arm, puts the bracelet
that is
on.
why conning happens because of just young minds that have no fucking clue. They feed on us, bro, and I fall for it every time.
Who's us, dude? We're in our 30s now.
If you're willing to risk your job,
You wouldn't risk your job for
this responsibility.
Yeah, as soon as Rich comes on, though, I have an incentive bonus late in the contract.
What you want, kid?
I don't know. I mean, maybe we need to.
Hey, shoot your shot right now. What you want? You know exactly what you want.
I want a Chevy Silverado.
Don't grab me like.
I mean, I said it's got to be runnable and drivable. At least today.
Deal. And when you said oceans over lakes, I feel like since I was in an ocean over the weekend, I very much had a lake vibe, like boating out in the water because it has like the lake surroundings. You know what I mean?
You know what? We always talk about who's a better listener or not, like, and everything. But like, I told you exactly what I thought an ocean vibe was. It's the town. It's the vibe around the ocean. The ocean's like the centerpiece at the dinner table. It's not the main meal. You know what I'm saying?
But you threw me off with that because when you went on that whole spiel, you know what I thought of? In-N-Out Burger, an experience. You are a very incredible storyteller.
A very incredible storyteller. Really just pissed me off, dude. That I would take that compliment anywhere else in any different context, but right now I'm about to leave. So go ahead and tell me what you're gonna say.
I don't know why you don't take that as a compliment. That's a very good compliment.
But no, that doesn't bother me. The but coming after is gonna hurt.
There's no but.
So finish the sentence thing you're gonna say.
It's just like
you're a very good storyteller.
You're like a Jedi who gets all the weak-minded people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can paint a story and everyone will fall for it and be like, yo, Taylor is a vibe, but they don't see through the bullshit. What are a couple stories you got for the? Didn't you throw for like over 700 yards in one game in college?
I did. Sophomore year of college, it was our first. So we're FCS at this point. Old Dominion was. So we're playing teams like JMU, William & Mary, schools like that. And that was like the best conference of the FCS. They were playing New Hampshire this week, and they jumped up on us 24-0 within like 5 minutes.
Oh,
6 minutes.
shit.
Yeah, they were kicking our ass. My OC comes up to me. He's like, we're going to throw the ball every play. And I was like, okay. I thought he was joking. 79 passes later. I was 55 of 79, 730 yards, 6 touchdowns, and we came back and won 64-61. It was on.
Hey, the defense didn't stop nobody.
You just feel like Superman, like you're just like,
yeah, that like
man.
They put me on Sports Center top 10 that night, and that's as a young kid, you're like, that's a dream,
I fucking made it.
Yeah, so that was a fun weekend for sure. But again, we went through so much shit last year. Whether it was off the field stuff, like you said, Shay's, the unfortunate happening with him. We had a lot of family members on the team pass away, so they're going off to funerals. We had a bunch of people on COVID.
Dude, your fucking trainer.
Our head athletic trainer, we got raided by the freaking DEA week 4. Every week it was just like what's going to happen next? Through all that stuff, for us to have a chance to go to the playoffs there in week 17 against Philly, I think it was a good accomplishment. But again, we could have won 2 or 3 more games for the year and made the playoffs.
All I'm saying is, if there's a table to where you let your boy down for their bachelor party, you could potentially be at that table.
I would
Now
absolutely
you
be at
play
the table.
superhero and throw a nice bachelor party for Dylan.
Yeah.
But you could easily be, you know what I mean, like with them.
I could easily be in that table.
I'm sure there's probably like, fuck this dude. Like he came through for Dylan, but what about last year when he let the boy down?
Yeah. And you know what I'd say to that? Letting you down gave me an opportunity to grow. Maybe I wouldn't have taken this opportunity as serious as I did with Dylan if it wasn't for the mistake I made with you. It's like dating. Take something from your old relationship. What could I have done better there? You go to your next relationship and you try to do better and fix those problems. And that's what I think I did. And I let you down. I'll forever be sorry. Forever.
Choices have consequences, man.
AJ Brown says he's the best wide receiver to play for the Titans. Okay. Like, I'm the greatest football player of all time. Right?
I am the best linebacker that's ever played for the Tennessee Titans. And that's facts. You can look that up.
I'm the greatest reader of all time.
Yeah, I'm the greatest Jurassic World Evolution 2 player of all time.
I'm the best Harry Potter reviewer of all time.
I'm the greatest 3 beer chug drinker of all time.
I'm the best water drinker of all time.
I'm the best Kool-Aid drinker of all time.
I'm the best relapse on Zins of all time.
I'm the best Monopoly player of all time.
That's not. Oh,
I'm the best Risk player of all time.
I'm the best Rocket League player of all time. I'm the best dad of all time.
I'm the best podcaster of all time.
I'm the best tweeter of all time.
Fuck.
So I got these stingers where they're like, let's get an MRI on your neck, just make sure everything's good. And I was like, okay, well, I have to get home right now. My son's about to be born. So get an MRI, drive back to Louisville. 2 days later, sitting in the delivery room, my son's born 50 minutes after I get the phone call that my career's over. Even with surgery, we've consulted with everybody. No one will ever pass you for a physical again. No team in the league will. So I had disc and bone sitting into my spinal cord.
Okay.
And it was at C2, C3. So like, if it was lower at 4 or 5, like Peyton Manning had neck surgery and came back and played, his was lower. It's more stable at C2, C3. Any surgery up there, they'll just end your career because it's so unstable. You lose everything below in the spinal cord. Whatever like you injure, it damages everything down. So that's paraplegia, loss of respiratory function. That was the Orion Shazier had his deal where he was face down on the turf. And they're like, we have no idea how one of those hits didn't put you face down on the turf, but you're just lucky. Colder weather. I mean,
that's the song I was just trying to think of, dude.
And I'm stuck in colder weather.
Maybe tomorrow will be better. Can I call you then? Doom, 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 cause I'm a rambling man. And I ain't never gonna change. You got a gypsy soul to blame, and they were born for leaving. Born for leaving. Dun, dun, dun. Well, it's a windy road when you're in the lost and found. You're a lover, I'm a runner, and we go round and round. Doom, 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 cause I love. All right, I feel like we've.
I was just mumbling this. I kept thinking most of the time.
Josh.
Yes, Josh.
Take us to last year, gunslinging, back and forth with Mahomes. You're losing in OT, but I want you to talk about the playoffs a little bit. Like,
You've played in a lot of huge games, dude.
yeah.
Fun games.
What more can you do? I want to hear about your Chiefs stories.
Yeah, I mean,
By being in that slinging match at the end of the game.
yeah, that was obviously people still come up to me and talk about. Like that's the game people talk about, you know.
It's crazy,
To
isn't
be
it?
a part of it is great. To be on the losing end of it, not so great.
Sucks.
You know, and
Yeah. Super fun.
it doesn't make me feel any better when someone comes up and says, "That was the greatest game I've ever seen." It's like we lost.
Well, we lost
Yeah.
it.
What
but,
makes you
thanks.
feel worse, losing the game or losing the coin toss?
Oh.
The coin toss, because I was up to that point. I think I was 9-0 throughout the season, and in our production meeting, it was jinxed, and I was 0 for 2 that game.
Did they talk about it in the production meeting?
Jinxed.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait. Stop. Wait.
Yeah.
Come on, you can pause that. But what'd they say?
What was
They brought up that stat. You're 9-0. Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
Yeah.
Who brought it up? Who brought it up?
I'm not gonna burn.
But like,
not gonna burn.
Well, let's find out who CBS Sports who the announcers of this game. You don't even have to tell us. But like, come on. What are we doing?
No.
It's football. Everyone here is a little stitious. Everybody is, right? Just a little bit.
Stish.
Like, come on. You can't bring up that type of a stat.
So I go over 2 on coin tosses that game, and
Oh, Josh, that makes it worse,
Did you
dude.
choose the same?
That's terrible.
I switched it up.
Because
you beat
I
yourself
went,
up for it.
I went heads first, and then I went tails at the end, and it was obviously flip flopped. So
When you were 9-0, or is there heads or tails that you're sticking with throughout this 9-0?
no, I was going up to teammates and be like heads or tails, and whatever they say.
Did you not see? There's a clip NFL posted it like when you were like 6-0 on coin flips. They posted it, a video of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'm like
I just
three,
go ask my
I'm
teammates.
3-6 in my career, something like that.
3-6.
Well, like we have 6 captains, and so then it's like it's Kyle Shanahan's assistant picks captains that day, and so like I'm not always like the guy that goes out for the coin toss. It just depends. We usually let Fred Warner do it.
Gotcha.
He's got a pretty good record though. I think he's like 8-2.
Really?
It's not bad.
He's a stud too.
Yeah.
What makes you feel worse, losing the game or losing the coin toss?
The coin toss. I was up to that point. I think I was 9-0 throughout the season, and in our production meeting, it was jinxed. I was 0 for 2 that game.
Did they talk about it in the production meeting?
Jinxed.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait. Stop. Wait, what'd they say?
What was
They brought up that stat. You're 9-0. Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
Yeah.
Who brought it up? Who brought it up?
I'm not gonna burn.
But like,
not gonna burn.
Well, let's find out who CBS Sports who the announcers of this game. You don't even have to tell us. But like, come on, what are we doing?
No.
It's football. Everyone here is a little stitious. Everybody is, right? Just a little bit.
Stish.
Like, come on, you can't bring up that type of a stat.
So I go 0 for 2 on coin tosses that game, and
Oh, Josh, that makes it worse,
Did you
dude.
choose the same?
That's terrible.
No, I switched it up.
Because
you beat yourself up
went,
for it.
I went heads first, and then I went tails at the end, and it was obviously flip flopped. So
I was super pissed when they fired Coach Duran. You get attached to a guy, 4 years with him, and then Lovey comes in, and I'm like, but then I met him, and then I started. I mean, that defense was phenomenal. From what I hear, they wanted to trade me when he got there. Lovey's never confirmed this, and I've asked him about it, but he won't give me an answer or give me the answer I want to hear. But
He never gives you an
like,
answer.
oh, big guy, we wouldn't trade you. You're a Hall of Famer, blah, blah, blah. But allegedly, there were some trade talks. I didn't know this till afterwards because the middle linebacker in that defense was so insignificant.
What made Luke different was he wasn't like we all joke like the white guy on the scouting report. Everyone says the same things about him.
Yeah.
He gives great effort,
Very heady,
smart,
IQ.
lines everybody up, plays hard, second effort, not the most talent. It's the same whether it's a D end, a linebacker, a corner. Every guy, that's like the running joke, right?
Yeah.
During the scouting intro. The thing about Luke was he was all of those things, but he ran 4.4.
He had the tangibles.
He was
like he could jump out of the fucking
most
room.
physically gifted guy on the field at any given time, and he knew every play you were going to run. So he was just the ultimate combination where you had no chance against him.
Did you have a teammate like on Miami, and you don't have to say any names, I'm just asking, did you have a teammate on Miami to where you find out while you're playing with him in college that he had gotten paid?
No.
And you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
no, there was always the stories of, you'd get the free, go to a night at the club and magically the bill got paid. Like, there was always those stories.
Right,
but I never had anyone, both through the recruiting process or while I was at school, who was like, oh yeah, they paid me $50,000 to come here. Never.
Yeah.
So I was either oblivious or I just no one thought they had to pay me to come to their
I
store.
know, bro.
I'm so pissed.
We have our scrimmage in Tiger Stadium. One of our backs catches a route in the flat, and I just ran a corner. And so I come back and peel a linebacker's face off.
I'm sure he doesn't see you coming.
He sure didn't. Mouthpiece went flying. He almost did a somersault backflip. But then, the entire defense lit up. They loved it. They're like, oh, we're going to jump you. I'm like, fuck. So I get back to the locker room, and guys are like, look, walk in with me. We'll make sure it's a one-on-one. No one will jump you. I'm like, nah, man, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm walking through the side entrance, but there's a good friend of mine. He started singing Kevin Gates. There's a few wrong ways, and they don't make a right. Knew both ways, you know I'm wrong. And
Go off, all right.
And so, bro, I'll never
started
forget
singing.
that. He started singing because he knew what was about that, but he goes, there's a few wrong ways, and they don't make it right. So this guy walks up to me. He's probably a little concussed, but he goes and he's like, let's go. Took my pads off. Second my pads were off my body, put him to the side, turn back and look at him. Left hook.
Smoked you.
Right here. Clean right here. Oh, brother. Actually,
That's good.
I'm missing this. He walked up in the front, and then the guy with the lead pipe from before walked up on his left. And to his other side was a good friend of mine. And I'm like,
What the fuck,
what
man?
the fuck are we doing here, man? This is ridiculous.
Remember the first time we met?
Yeah. What was it? It was just in the cafeteria.
Yeah, I
in
thought you
Oakland?
were like autistic.
Yeah, well, no, it's rookie year, man.
This is no joke. We're sitting in the cafeteria, and I'm new, so I'm just sitting around the boys. I think I'm sitting there listening, but Foster's sitting there. I didn't know Foster at all yet, and I felt like Foster was just like either looking at me, or he would just come out of nowhere with like weird one-liners, and then dudes might laugh, and he wouldn't laugh, and then he'd like look off somewhere else, and when he walked away, I was like, hey, Max, I was like, is that that tight end guy, is he a rookie? He's like, oh, Foster? Yeah, he's awesome, dude. I was like, is he like on the spectrum or something a little bit? And he just starts dying laughing. He's like,
of
no.
course he did. Yeah, I didn't recognize Will because I knew who Will Compton was. He was a big name for me, but I didn't know. I didn't know it was you. They just said it was a dude from a podcast that just joined the team.
You talking about like one of those dudes who just say like random shit and they stick with whatever they're saying? Foster like never gives off the vibe that it's a joke.
Our season ended about like December 1st. I think he left like the middle of December, and our bowl game was like January 4th or something. So he left. We had like 2 or 3 weeks to prepare for our bowl game. And dude, I had coaches on the staff calling me saying, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? Nobody knew anything. And I was like, Coach, you think I know anything? You're the ones to be telling me like what's going on, like with all this stuff right now. So we found out. We all kind of went to the same house, and we had no idea what was going on. We were like, are we going to lift tomorrow? We don't have a head coach. We had like a 6 a.m. lift the next day. We were like, is everything called off? Whatever.
Hey, let's just cancel that lift, boys.
That happened, and he was gone. Nobody knew anything. There was no meeting. There was nothing. We were like, well, that was pretty quick. Like, where's our head coach? Whatever. We get a team meeting tomorrow, 6:15 a.m. He comes in, talked to the team for like 4 or 5 minutes. He said what do you think
we
he
heard
would say?
that.
The same exact, I'm proud of you guys. I'm glad I got to coach you guys, whatever. And he dipped. He was out. That's what we all got up for. And then we all went home and went back to sleep. They got people in classrooms, like normal students, that like take attendance and know the football players and make sure that you're going to class.
Really?
Have
So, like,
you ever heard of that?
Scouts.
So
Like spies, dude.
it's a real person in your class. Like they're taking the class, they're taking the test, they're doing all the stuff, but they're in talks with, a couple people and making sure people are going to
See,
class.
we didn't have that. Like Bo would have like whether it's coaches or you knew who the people were.
Yeah.
Like whether they're like academic advisors, like waiting at your class and checking that off like that.
Yeah,
but not
it's a
like
little bit more secret.
not like somebody who's blended in. Like you don't even know. Looking to your left, you're trying to cheat off them, and they're freaking getting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that was me anyway.
Yeah. I
But when OBJ goes down, it's one of those things to where you're like, all right, hey, we can get this even more because one of their best players go down.
That's not even like the thought process. The thought process was we knew like the field felt kind of weird, right? Like the paint, they had to keep going over it in the middle of the field. We kind of, as a team, like offensively, we were like, hey, yo, like that's the spot you got to like control yourself. Like you got to be way more controlled. Don't run too full speed. Like,
oh, for real?
100%. That's what I told the tight ends immediately. That's what the tight end coach told us immediately. That's kind of what we told some of the receivers. Like, hey, just letting you know, like that spot of the field's a little fucking weird.
Spot where OBJ tore his knee?
Just the paint in the middle of the field in general it was just different. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little more slick because they would put a little bit too much, not too much, but they just put a little more paint there. Personally, I didn't think, damn, nice, this is our shot. Like it was like, boys, be careful in that spot. Because we couldn't walk there for the team pictures because they were still going over it during team pictures the day before. So that's the only thing that was on my mind was, hey, if I'm around this area, especially with my knee, like I got a tempo.
Damn.
Yeah.
We're a big fan of Kay Adams over here. But there were obviously some tabloids going around, the magazines at Walmart showing that, you and Kay Adams were a thing. Seems like you're both very private about your dating life. So there was never any truth to be brought from it. However, were you dating Kay Adams?
No, I wasn't. And I am relatively private about, I like being private about my stuff, especially like, honestly, especially now being in New York, it's reckless. Like, so I'm private in that regard, thankfully. But then something comes out and they're like, oh shit, is this true? And I don't want to say anything because I'm like, dude, I'm private. I'm not trying to like say whatever. But no, like we were homies, like good people. Like you said, she's for the boys. She's a good person. She's awesome. Being on like Good Morning Football, I was like, oh, this is dope, whatever. But no, we were not dating. I'm not gonna touch it.
I mean, a lot of the 2-minute drives are made up plays, just FYI. Like, so you can't game plan for Aaron in 2-minute drill.
That's unreal.
You just got to buckle up.
You just got to buckle the fuck up.
You do. And that's like the best part about playing with them is you know that and you have that edge on someone. So that's why you have to be more dialed in because you don't even know. So that's why you just got to really tap into like what's going on. But
does he have a really calm demeanor in the huddle? Like when you guys are
always
in these high pressure moments?
Always. And that's why it's so calm for us. And that's like a good thing. I mean, he has a fire in him. Like when shit's going good or shit's going, like he demands, and I don't want to say perfection because like the word perfection is just whatever. But he really is so fun to play with because I don't even know how to describe it. Like, yeah, he's great and it's like awesome to be like with a great quarterback, but it's just like, it's a challenge and I like a challenge and it's wild. Overall, like last season, like I truly grew so much and like I'm thankful that happened. I truly am. Because if I go the whole season being healthy and all that happens, and I'm up for a big contract, am I even in Green Bay? You never know. With a good quarterback, a great defense, like those are the things that like I want on a team, like in a Super Bowl team. Like you have one of the best, if not the best quarterback of all time as your quarterback. And we have a bunch of people coming back on defense and then some. And then we don't have a number one receiver anymore. Like that's what I want. That's the pressure I want to put on myself because I want to be that guy. And I grew so much and like even mentally, like I'm not scared to come back. Like I'm not like over eager to come back. I'm just like smiling internally because I'm like, you know, some people forgot.
Ooh, talk to him, Robbie
I mean,
T.
You know, making music does a lot for me. As far as, you know, filling my cup up. So it's making sure all those things are all in the mix.
You still making beats like that?
Yeah. Told you I was making one this morning.
And hey, we need one.
It's funny, bro. I made
we don't have one.
I forget about beats all the time. Like I'll make them and like I won't pattern them out. I won't finish them, right? So the other day, I think maybe been like a week ago, I found this beat and it was called R.I.P. Miss Compton. I made it the day that I think the news hit that your mom passed. And so I was like making this beat and I ended up going back and finishing it like a few days ago. And I was like, like it was just weird.
I appreciate that, man. You're gonna get me emotional right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, are there things that have happened for you that's been like, I need to get out of my own fucking head and have this conversation because a conversation delayed is like conflict multiplied. So I just need to have this thing before it like snowballs into something worse.
You just said something right there. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like the men that are like mentors in my life, it's constantly like, you know, that you have to have tough conversations. It's just like the character building that comes from that because you not having that conversation is essentially selfish because, you know, you could be saying something that could, and bringing honesty to the table for somebody else, helping them see something differently. But instead, you don't want to have that confrontation. So you're keeping them in the dark. And then you're also letting that build up inside yourself. So it's like, I have to go through with it. And then when you go through with it, you feel better about yourself and you can go grow confidence because you're like, I'm not shying away from what's difficult. I'm actually going towards it.
I do want to say though, like the whole addict thing, like you're going on 5 years, bro. You might use that as like a chip on your shoulder, but you're also like not that anymore. You know what I mean? Right. Like I feel like that could be like a defense mechanism just to say that,
right?
And to like create like an anchor or a foundation for people sitting around you and listening. But I feel like everything that you've been doing these last 5 years, like that's also not you anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I will say now, I'll say like this episode's gonna drop on Wednesday. It's gonna be August 10th, which August 11th.
August 11th was the last day that I used. August 12th is my like clean date.
So when you're listening to this on the 10th, it's Wednesday right now. On Friday, we'll be in the midst of training camp, or Darren will be in the midst of training camp. My man will be 5 years sober. That's a big one, boys.
Appreciate it.
Like I was his pick, right? So dude liked me. Like he didn't talk to me a ton outside of like the meeting or anything like that. But dude outside of that was cool. But then when he got into the meeting, it was like he tried to be Belichick a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? And it was
Is
like,
just trying to like alpha dudes or
no, it's just like, you know, like, all right, man, you know, this is what we got to do today. The hard way is the right way. And that's true. I mean, it really is. But on the same hand, there's like a player vibe with Campbell that like dude's played and dude has like, he understands what it is. And still hard way is the right way. You know, like we're going to practice hard. We're going to do a lot of hard things. But on the same hand, he's going to take care of us in certain situations because he knows what it is.
Like, I want to be at the cafeteria table to where we're having a good time talking
Right.
about like, fuck, we got the pads on Wednesday. Like, you already know this is going to be a grind, boys. Talk a little shit about it, but you know, like,
well, that's the
'Cause everyone's
camaraderie of
thinking
it.
it. Yeah,
that's the
everyone's
camaraderie
thinking
of it.
yeah, you want to say the things that people are thinking to make them laugh, and like, you know, we're all going to enjoy ourselves. Like, head coach is probably going to bitch at us for X, Y, and Z. Some people start mimicking like how their coach is in the room. He's going to do this, they're going to do that. Then we're all having a good time in the hot tub. Somebody looks up, all right, let's go fucking diet practice, boys. And then you like go, and then it's just like a camaraderie thing.
And yeah, you get used to that part in camp where like you know like how long the practices is, how practices are. So it's like 11:30. You know you're gonna be done at 1:30. And you look at it and go, hey boys, 2 hours, we're home free. 2 hours.
Right.
And we're good. All we gotta do is make 2 more
1:31
hours.
comes around.
And God forbid you have a day off the next day. Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on, that's the best.
But Preston and I played together back in the day when I was in my prime. I was asking Preston, like, Jason Hatcher, legend, shout out the boy Jason Hatcher. He would always come up to me in the huddle and say, like, remind me, what would Sean Lee do? Like, what? Because he played with Sean Lee. My question to Preston is, do you go to the linebackers now and say, hey, this is what the OG comp used to do? Like, you got to ask yourself, what would Will Compton do? Do you do that? You do that with Campbell and everybody you've played with since me?
No, that's such a big stand. That's just a big standard to compare guys to. Such the legend Will Compton, man.
Am I the greatest linebacker you've ever played with?
Greatest white linebacker I ever played with.
That's saying a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, I ain't played with many.
Right, because they're not a lot make it to the league.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So now
dying breed.
You already pressed the bar for the next white linebacker I play with.
My family has a suite, so we were up there and the rain delay started and we were like up there drinking and stuff, week before camp, got a, one last hoorah. And I saw a bunch of fans like just down there still, like rain's coming down and they're going crazy, wilding out down there in the stands. I look at my brother-in-law, I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and get down there. Let's go join the fans. So he ran down there and all the guys up in the front row, they're like, hey, you got to go down there. You got to go down there. So I asked the 2 security guards down there, I'm like, hey, can I jump down and just stay in this little section? Just show the people some love. And they're like, yeah. So they helped me down, jumped down there, and, I'm starting to chant, high-fiving people. And then I'm about to jump on my Lambo Leap. And all of a sudden, I'm like, whoop. Like, I felt like getting pulled back. I honestly thought it was a fan, like, it was down there. I was like, oh, somebody really wants to take a picture or
yeah.
something. Like, what's going on? And, this guy's like, get up there, you're getting arrested. I'm like, all right, that was my plan. I was about to jump up. And, then he pushed me. I was like, let me just get up out of this situation. But, the long video, like, I walked all the way over to the right, walked over to the left. Like, I was down there for a minute. And, guess he didn't get the memo.
How did you feel about it after it happened?
I honestly didn't even, like, think anything of it. After that happened, we went to every other section and, like, just kept it going and partied later that night. I didn't think anything of it till the next day. My buddies are texting me. I'm, like, hungover. And my buddies are like, yo, what happened with that cop? I'm like, cop? I didn't even see the inside of Lambo. The hell?
The best was a couple years ago. We were playing Detroit, so they showed an all-out pressure look, and I'm watching the play clock, and it's 5, 4, 3, and mind you, he is talking to Tunyon. He's having a conversation with Tunyon, and I'm thinking there's no way he's going to get the ball snapped. He's telling him what to do, and as the clock is hitting 0, he gets the ball snapped, and it was probably going to be a walk-in touchdown where Bobby blocks out and then releases. I don't think he's going to get the playoff. So I pop a timeout right before the snap. And he's like, God damn it, Matt. But I just, it's just
started ripping you
it's
thinking
just,
like,
it was a great, I guess, lesson for me in terms of just trust that this guy, he's so aware of everything that's going to go, that's going on, that he'll get the job done.
That's legendary. I was about to sign with the Saints and I'm sitting in my hotel room. And I hit up Coach LaFleur because we had talked on the phone a couple times, and like I was hopeful and like I was wanting to play for Green Bay. I was like, man, I would love to get up and play for you and play for KO again. And obviously, like, you know, the business is involved and everything like that. But I remember like giving my last swing in it. And I was sitting in the hotel in New Orleans and I was like, hey, I did my workout and they have a contract in front of me right now. I'm sitting in my hotel room and I haven't signed it. If you can get me to Green Bay right now, I will fucking get on the next plane tomorrow and I'll come to Green Bay. And he's like, bro, you're just like, man, I truly, I don't know. Like I can try one more time tomorrow, but that's nothing to hang your hat on. Like you've got to take this opportunity because this one is probably not going to be here. Not because I'm not a beast.
You are a beast.
And we probably would have won the Super Bowl that year in Green Bay.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
You were the missing piece.
Dog, I'm telling you.
I will smoke everyone except Randall. That's the only guy I give credit to in cornhole.
Come here. That was.
I think you're talking out of your ass right now, brother. I think you're talking out of your ass right now, brother.
I already know where I'm at.
You're from California. You have no idea what it is. And you calling it cornhole just made me upset.
Coming off an ACL and you think you're going to out-throw us in cornhole.
Absolutely, because
I'm coming off one and I will out-throw you. And it's bags. Don't call it cornhole. Cornball.
We did talk about that. We talked about
Not
that.
cornhole.
I don't know why you got to disrespect me on the podcast right now. Did you say disrespect?
What do you call it?
You call me a cornball?
What do you call it? Pop? What do you call pizza pie?
I do call.
You call soda pop?
You know, I call you a joke.
That's cornhole. Cornhole people say pop.
No.
Cornhole people say pop and pie.
I want to pop and I'm going to play bags and.
Another smart one was you guys have tables in your locker room?
Yeah.
Any locker room you've been in, like hangout room? So like usually on there's people put like a helmet, a jersey.
Yes, I love this.
People to sign.
This is a great story.
I am actually probably gonna do it at some point this year. You take a rookie's helmet and you put it on the table with a pen and say, please sign. But it's their actual like real helmet they use.
Yeah.
They gotta go down to practice with like all the stuff. Like everyone's like signature all over. I'm like, it's kind of that's like a super meta move.
That's a good move.
Guess who did that?
Can I have a hint?
Brett Favre to A-Rod.
No way.
Yeah, smart.
Legendary. Another thing that Dave was super serious about and what was kind of rejuvenating for my career or like that I got to take the next step was, what was it, Thanksgiving of 2019 Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So
This
I was battling
Dave coming out.
This is what?
Dick Dave.
But
Meaning a dick.
the boy needed it. So I was, again, the second year playing tight end. I was kind of battling an injury. We were saying to the person to our right at the table, we had, Thanksgiving at A-Rods. The person to the right, we said what we wanted, one thing we would change about them or something that they needed to work on. The person to the left, they said what they like about them. Comes to me, David's to my left. So I'm like, just tell David, like, hey, when you speak, I actually listen. Like, I'm just learning. I'm a sponge, yada, yada. And Dave's turn comes in. He turns to his right and he goes, you need to get better at blocking. Like in front of everyone at the dinner table, wives and everything. And I'm like, you're right.
So I was working out with Caleb Presley 2 days ago. He wanted an accountability buddy. I was like, bro, I'm all for it. I'm all for the accountability buddy train. Like, I'm chilling, you're chilling. Like, let's do this thing. And this is his quote. Aaron Rodgers is the coolest dude I've ever been around.
Cap.
How do you feel about that?
He's up there. Aaron's pretty cool. He's gotten cooler over the years.
Thanks, Bob.
My first
Thanks, Bob.
question.
Thanks, Bob.
I apologize for continuing to interrupt. I've had a lot of coffee. I'm a little nervous too.
Kind of how you played most of the time.
Yeah. Bam! That boy was shaking in his butt.
The biggest rivalry the sport has ever seen, Will Compton, Aaron Rodgers.
Nice post the other day, too, by the way. Really good post.
The one about me and you?
Covered in the fumble.
I was wondering if you saw that.
Too, bro.
I appreciate that. If you ever want to hit that username and hit the follow button, that's up to you. You don't have to say what you don't have to say what you're gonna do on here because I don't want my feelings hurt very early. But I appreciate that, man.
Start one, bench one, cut one.
Jordy, Tay, Donald Driver.
Oof. Cut and Tay, you broke my heart.
Got him.
No, of course not. I can't do that. Come on.
we already got what we needed.
Look, I'm cutting D Drive. I only played with him. I played with him less than the other two guys. I'm gonna bench Jordy and I'm gonna start Tay.
Why are you benching Jordy?
Because Jordy's a farmer now, and I saw him the other day. He put a little bit of weight on, and Tay still looks good and still the best receiver in the league. So I'm definitely starting Tay.
Bro, I'm telling you, here's what happened. The play's done. Teams are literally walking in like this. You see one guy, walking this way, and you see Simmons literally, he says something, whatever, turns around and takes 3 full steps. And then No, to our sideline. The day is over. We're bringing it up.
Why he turned back?
And then because you fucking opened him out, dude. Big ass white teeth, dude. You see him say yelling something, and Jeff turns around, and you can see Jeff says something like, "What'd you say?" Bink, and hit him. But then he came back with two.
Yeah, I got to.
He got 2 pieces of biscuit, real quick, just real fast, and then all of a sudden, a lot of blue jerseys. lot of blue jerseys. Yeah.
Were you wondering where all the red jerseys were?
No, I didn't care. I'm going to hold my own now. That's one thing about me. I know how to fight.
Yeah.
I know how to fight.
90 of us. Like,
Yeah.
I'm holding my own. It's like, What's the vibe on crawfish for you?
For me, right?
Yeah.
I can eat 15 pounds by myself.
Man, I see. I'm not sold on crawfish.
No,
way too much work. Way too much work.
Wait,
I'm with you.
You're not just gonna have a bucket of crawfish
Yeah.
to yourself. Like you're gonna have like a barbecue.
Hang on.
Hold on.
So you're gonna have a little barbecue out there.
What?
It's just too much work for a little ass meat, dude. I'm trying to get some meat out of my, if I'm working. You know what I'm saying? No pause. No pause, man.
Broke my ankle, tore my deltoid. I was like, damn, season's over for me. And it was crazy. They pulled me straight into the x-ray, and it was like right into the tunnel. They told me, they broke the news to me right there, and they were like, you want to go to the locker room? I was over there standing in the hallway thinking I'm like in the movie or something. I was in my head, I was like, they probably won the game. I'm gonna go stand in the hallway, they're gonna come down. They're gonna be like some movie shit. And I was like, they're gonna get me on the video.
Yeah.
Look at Vita, he's hurt. He over here cheering his team from the tunnel.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
That shit was the funniest shit ever. I came out and I was like, what happened? It's like, they lost. Nickname behind Boogie.
Don't tell him that shit.
It's long enough. It's been long enough. It's been long enough. So this is a fun story, actually. So Levante, like any young college male, horny.
Yeah.
And so we would always joke with Boogie because he'd get himself into some situations, and Zoe would always say, "Hey Boogie, you're like a pit bull with the pink thing hanging out." And we would laugh about it. And I told Boogie, like, I'm gonna name my first dog. I'm gonna get a pit bull and I'm gonna name him Boogie. Which happened.
Little red rocket.
Yeah, which happened. I got my first dog and I named him Boogie. I remember texting Boogie and sending him a photo like, "Hey, I named my first pit Boogie after you."
My senior year in high school, the whole O-line was just Tongans. And they were like 340 pounds, my size. And they're just across the board. That was the funniest thing. That was the funniest thing.
If you're like an all-white team, you're lining up like, fuck.
Yeah, dude, and like
that's dead ass though. I mean, where I'm from, because you would go to the city and play like an all-black team, and you're like, oh fuck.
Can I tell you a funny story about Get Her Done?
Absolutely.
So I go up Peaches Records and Tapes in Orlando one time. This is just as this thing was moving really big. I hadn't even done it on stage yet. Guy's leaving the store and he looked back at the guy working there. He goes, "I see you tomorrow, Get Her Done." He goes, "Yeah, Get Her Done." And I go, "What the hell? That's what I say." This is when I said, I'm getting this thing copyrighted.
Yeah.
I'm getting t-shirts and copyrighted. So went up to the guy working there and I go, "Where'd you hear that Get Her Done at? What's that Get Her Done?" He goes, "Oh man, that guy on the radio station here, Larry the Cable Guy.
That is fucking
He signs
awesome.
off with Get Her Done all the time. It's pretty funny."
And this is when you're just radio, so they don't know who the guy is.
No, because I was doing it in Tampa. It was been syndicated into Orlando. And I go, "Dude, that's me. I'm Larry the Cable Guy." He goes, "Shut, you're not Larry the Cable Guy." I go, "No, that Get Her Done. That's my Get Her Done." I said, "Larry the Cable Guy." He goes, "Let me hear you say Get Her Done." And I go, "Get Her Done." He goes, "No, not even close."
Talk about you breaking that dude's arm in an arm wrestling match. Are you really like that in arm wrestling?
Dude, don't mess with me. So I'm at my sweet box, and I always get 6 guys from the guard. This kid comes up to me. He's probably about 5'10", 5'9". Man, this kid's built. And he just came back from Afghanistan. He comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, Larry, hey, can I arm wrestle you and videotape it for my dad? He'd get a big kick out of it that I'm arm wrestling Larry the Cable Guy." I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, so my little boy starts it, and I'm like, I'm trying, I'm like, this guy's going to beat me, but at least I'm going to not look like a big pussy.
Yeah.
So is that word okay? Can I say
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. You've heard me say the F word.
All right, pussy it is. So I'm arm wrestling this guy, and he's just staring at me with this look of like, "Dude, you're not, And now I'm getting tired. I'm going, okay, I'm going to do one, how you have that one little
That
bit
one
of strength
surge,
left,
yeah.
and you just kind of surge it. So I'm just like, and I start to surge. Here's what you hear. But louder, but louder. It snaps and he goes down and then he turns white. I mean, this guy was Edgar Winter. He turned so white, he was canceled. And he,
I was dating my girlfriend at the time, now my wife. She's from Minnesota. She's not used to like carny lifestyle, right? And so she comes to the show in Milwaukee and we're just hanging out at the show. She's like, wow, that was really fun. And Billy Gardell was there. He was on Mike and Molly, and Bert was on it and I was on it. And Bert comes busting out of the green room in a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and butt naked. And my wife's like, what the fuck is that?
What the hell is even that?
And I'm like, oh, that's Bert. That's Bert. She goes, is it always like this? I'm like, with him it is, yeah. It's always like that with him. He's just fucking crazy.
The first I watched Titanic with my grandma in theaters.
Did you cry?
Oh, well, no, I didn't cry. I was too young to feel the emotions of the movie. Ever since when the boobs came out, it was kind of, the whole movie was a blur after that, you know?
They
When she said, paint me like your French girls, I was like, man, we're done.
It's weird to jerk off in front of your grandma.
Yeah, it's
right?
tough. That was awkward, though. Those boobs came out. She's sitting right next to you. She put her hand over my eyes, and I'm like, fucking get out of the way, dude. That was the first pair of boobs I ever saw, and like, it changed me.
I'm going on record. Is this my camera? I'm on record. I fucking hate him.
Oh, you don't like Seinfeld?
You actually don't like him.
I've heard Seinfeld's a piece, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sidebar story? We got a side story?
He's just a horrible person.
Oh, you see his interview with Larry King when the B movie came out?
Yeah, just watch that.
Just watch that.
So you're just saying from watching on the outside in, he's like
being at the cellar and just seeing him and just like how the air about him, it's just like, oh God, what a horrible. You know, like when somebody walks in the room and it just gets cold.
Yeah.
It's like that's what it's like for me. I'm like, ugh.
I did
not a fun hang.
No, hang. There's no hang. He just floats in with arrogance and then leaves with arrogance.
Indiana, W. Rutgers, W. Purdue, I'll be realistic for you. Let's say loss. That's a loss. Illinois, that'll be a close game, but you know I'm riding with my fucking dogs. W. Minnesota, they were tough last year. Are they winning games this year? All right, we'll say loss to Minnesota. Maybe that'll be my get back for like an Indiana or something like that. Who do we have after that? Michigan, like, okay. I think it's going to be a very close game. Michigan might edge us out on that game. God, it's so hard for me to even say it. Wisconsin, again, it sounds like they're having a down year, so I'm going to go ahead and claim a victory. And I think we're going to finish out the year and go 5-3 against Iowa, which gives us 6 wins. That's bowl eligibility, right? The boys are going to be bowling. Dude, get the fuck out of here with fall weddings. Like, can't we just not agree that nobody should be doing fucking fall weddings? Like, how stupid. It's football season. And like, people can act like that. It's not a huge deal. Yeah, the fall weather's gorgeous. If everybody, say you have football fans and everybody happens to be on some kind of bye week and you finagle a fall wedding, the vibes are up for a fall wedding. However, it's like, no one's seen what my man Jack has to go through. I'm going to a wedding in a couple weeks. Thankfully, we don't have to, there's nothing like going on. We had to actually turn something down for Bussin because of that wedding. It's like having a wedding on a holiday. Just don't fucking do it. Don't have weddings on a holiday. Don't have weddings during football season.
So my shout out, no free shout out. The weather is starting to get a little cold. This isn't going where you think it's going. So our noses are starting to get a little more stuffy. They will start to get more stuffy. And this can happen outside of cold weather, but it happens more frequently in cold weather. And parents might be upset at this, but there's nothing better than picking a huge booger out of your nose. Going up there, seeing it, and it's just a beast, and you're like, dang, hey, that felt good.
There are some nose picks that feel good, that you kind of pull out and you kind of feel it sliding from your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want this to end.
Dude, and what a lie that we were told our whole lives. Like, stop picking your nose, stop picking your nose.
I do agree with that because we can all agree that we're sneaky nose pickers.
Yeah.
Like hard. You never catch anybody else, so you think like maybe you're a little twisted in the head that you love picking it so much. You're right, man. Free the booger.
Free the booger, bro.
Free the booger. So you guys are probably wondering why the boy Taylor's not here to co-host. We lost him early in the game last Monday night. Somebody shot him from up in the nosebleeds. He dropped, I think, on first or second play of the game. And he just got told the information a couple days ago that his season is over. Taylor died on the field. He died on the gridiron because everybody's making, I think there's some stuff going around, Taylor appreciation posts. All that stuff is coming on the timeline now. I think we should just pretend that we lost him. With that said, like, let's take a moment of silence, Taylor Lewan.
all-time left tackle for the Tennessee Titans, no longer with us. Thanks, boys. Taylor, we love you, brother.
Shout out to ESPN for helping us out right off the bat because they sent us that cease and desist letter telling us to change the name of our podcast. Like week 1 that we started doing it because it's Pardon My Take. And so it's Pardon the Interruption and First Take combined.
I mean, you never knew the creative genius.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know that's why we called it that, honestly, until ESPN sent us that letter. Then I looked at the logo and our logo was just straight up. We lifted that font. We just copied and pasted from the Pardon and from the Take and smashed them together. And so they told us cease and desist. And that was the best thing that could have happened to us because I wrote them my own cease and desist letter being like, you need to cease and desist sending us cease and desist letters, like step off. And then we started talking about that. Like I remember Big Cat, I think, went on the next show and was like, fuck ESPN. They don't want you to listen to this podcast. And so it turned into a war. They fucked up by giving us all that material to work with. That was the best thing that could have happened to the show, honestly. So it gave us good buzz right off the bat.
Is the Game Boy broken? Is the game broken? But then you pull it out, do that little like, you blow into it real quick, clean out everything, pause.
Oh, hey, whoa, easy. We're a no pause podcast, bud. No pauses here.
My bad. That's my bad.
That's what y'all did, right?
Hey, did you do it the right way? Let me see that. Now try it. Yeah, you know how you like bang your fucking hand out your ball?
Yeah. Bang it and back into the right. Let me see that thing real quick.
No, I mean, y'all are doing it right.
Holy shit. Dude,
People listen to this.
fucking
People
funny.
listen to this. Did you guys hear something?
What is it, dude? What is it, dude?
Did you guys hear the ghost of Taylor Lewan?
Oh, don't even fucking do this, dude. You've been talking to me the whole time.
Dude, it hasn't been an easy week. There's been stuff that we've been battling. And if we could, I did feel like he was here for just a second. If we could just for just this moment, could we get a moment of silence for Taylor Lewan, 1990, 2022,
1991,
living in the clouds.
I'm here. Stop bowing your heads. I'm right here. Jack's got a hood on. He looks like the Grim Reaper. Don't do this. Hey, stop shaking your head. I'm alive.
Amen. Thanks, boys. I'm telling you, he's here. He's with us.
What the? Is Jack wearing a fucking cape in the back? What's going on? He looks like a witch.
I miss him every day.
So I go in to get my surgery at 11 o'clock, meet the anesthesiologist. Everyone was super nice. And I told this lady, I said, hey, my energy about beating your anesthesiast or whatever it's called is going to be at a 10. I am going to defeat your medicine.
We're going to beat the gas.
She says she's undefeated. Her scare tactics don't fear me. We go into the meeting room. She goes, hey, I'm about to start administering it. This is when you fight. She literally said, this is when you fight. So I go, okay. She goes, it might burn a little bit. And I was like, and it burnt like shit too. My arm was like burning like crazy. I was like, yeah, it does hurt. But that's when she got me. I thought I was going to have a chance to fight it. She distracted me with the arm burning pain. And before I knew it, I was awake. Boom.
But we go through probably a 15, 20-minute workout, dude. And your boy, I was out there. I was feeling a little juicy, bro. I had just enough time. There's one of those things where I'm walking back and I'm trying not to breathe too heavy because, again, you could hear everything in there to where you're not trying to seem like you're out of breath, which kind of plays against you because you're trying to be quiet about breathing when I just wanted to be like, just release a lot of oxygen and kind of pant a little bit and then be like, all right, I'm good to go. Overall, bro, the workout could not have went any better. In the middle of the workout, I literally remember like saying to myself, like, this is the most ideal workout situation I've ever been in my life. And I'm pretty sure the expectations were low enough, were so low because I'm sure a lot of people were thinking like the stuff I've been doing off the field. And I don't really say anything. They just say, hey, what kind of shape are you in? I'm like, shape is subjective. We'll find out here real soon what kind of shape I'm in. But dude, it was awesome. And dude, I felt like I was 26 again out there moving around. Low key, I was like, we might be talking about year 11 now. What do you clarify as Michigan and Ohio?
Midwest, dude. It's literally the middle.
No, bro. Ohio and Michigan's like the Northeast, bro.
Will, someone pull up a fucking map for this kid. I swear to God, dude. The Bon Terre, Missouri public school system must have just been fucking you, dude, because it's literally the Midwest. It's literally the Midwest.
Ohio State is
That's like the whole
not.
middle.
Ohio's not Midwest, bro. It's north something. It's north. It's north mid east or some shit. It ain't the
It's North
Midwest.
Mid. Okay, hey, Will, we'll call it the North Mid. We'll make shit up. We'll just call it the North Mid, because this is not even worth the conversation to have.
I swear to God, people would agree that Ohio State, that Ohio's not part of the Midwest.
There's a moment when he's like saving the rest of the group and being like telling different individuals, hey, you need to get out of here. You need to go do this, blah, blah, blah. And he starts riding back to camp, dude, Beaver Hollow. He's riding back and there's like sad music playing. And it's like going back and forth saying like, he's like playing things in his head, like, you're a good man, Arthur Morgan. Arthur Morgan, like hey, you're not as bad as you think you are. Bro, I am legitimately tears streaming down my face, like pouring my like heart out for this man, knowing like my man is gonna die from this TB. Give us your shout out, no free shout out of the week.
Yeah, quarter machines. So I'm gonna start with the. Hey, when you're a little kid, bro, and
off of this bus.
when you're a little kid and you get a couple quarters to go to that quarter machine back in the day. I know kids kind of probably don't go through it as much now because they can just get candy at will. But when you get a couple quarters, or maybe it's a quarter, and you get to go spin that thing back in the day, you were living life, bro. Like you felt you had it. If somebody didn't have quarters, oh damn, your mom didn't give you quarters. Like that kind of sucks. You're inferior to me now.
That was me.
And you would go and twist and get, whether it's a gumball, some candy, whatever it is. I'm a little chocolate fiend, so I'm hoping it's more like chocolate, like M&Ms or Reese's Pieces. But my shout out, no free shout out, goes to quarter machines. Who do you think your very first crush was?
Oh, I'll tell you right now, Rose from Titanic.
Really?
That was the first pair of boobs I ever saw in my life.
I feel like mine was Carmen Electra.
Oh, my boy.
Carmen, Carmen, hey, yeah.
The boys out there in the
Carmen,
internet,
everybody,
really?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody like the Carmen, yeah.
That was like the main go-to when you were younger. You see Pamela?
Yeah.
It's a huge.
One video out there that you always try to look
Yeah,
up.
the porn video.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to watch that. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I found out you could see that. I was like, oh, that's the lady from TV?
Yeah.
I need to see them.
Right.
Yeah, her, Kim Kardashian had one. We've all seen the videos, though. I mean, let's get a little better, let's get some better quality cameras in there. You know what I'm saying?
I hear the stories about the $750,000 house, and I didn't. My parents didn't move when they say we was about to go to the draft, so I don't know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What car did you drive in college?
A Lexus GS 400.
Yeah.
Those stipends must have been pretty good in California.
Right.
That's crazy. I know $1,200 a month to get you that. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That is wild.
He was living where?
I was downtown.
He was downtown LA living. Nice condo.
We talk about coaches. We talk about boosters. What?
I don't really know what a booster or a coach is. I didn't have.
He doesn't know what a coach is.
All I know is that I had a nice house or a nice apartment, and when I went in there, like I know that there was somebody left something behind. I don't know if it was for me or not, but I never told anybody that they left it there, and I kept it. So.
What's the most amount of money you've seen left somewhere that you know?
Probably seen
What's
like
the most amount you've seen?
Maybe about 150.
We talking.
We want them weekend
No,
numbers, man.
this is all just cash, rubber bands.
I would go Derek 1. I would go you 2 and Eddie George 3. Not only when I said that.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold on. I said that. I had to look in your eyes when I said that because it hurt me to say it to you when we just met. But that was
why. Okay, answer this though. Why is Derek your one?
Hang on. Before we get in that, what's your order? 1 through 3.
1 through 3.
Yeah.
I would go me, Derek, then Eddie.
I'm saying you, Eddie, then Derek.
Oh.
I know that Eddie didn't miss for like the first 8 years. He didn't miss games.
I do like a tint too. I think a tint on a vehicle goes a long way. Have to have a tint, right? You're in there picking your nose at a red light. You don't want people catching you. Best way to do that is with a tint. Free the booger, dude.
Free the booger, man.
Free the booger. My kids
Roll
are
the
all
window
about
down and
freeing
you
the
just let
fucking booger.
dry on your finger like as you're driving. Is that what you guys do too?
No, I like to roll it up till the sticky wears off and give it that good old fashioned flick.
But sometimes
you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes that thing might be a little wet. Like it'll take
it drips out.
It'll take like
drips out a little bit.
minutes to like get the thing into a ball.
Yeah, and you kind of question it. If it takes that long, you eventually
Hang out the window.
Stop like subconsciously knowing what you're doing and consciously know what you're doing, and eventually you're like, what am I doing? I'm 30.
And you're like kind of doing it like below your legs so nobody can see.
Nobody can see, not one bit. Yeah, dude. Fucking picking boogers, dude. Free the booger, dude.
Yeah, you saw me at your house yesterday.
Yeah.
You thought that sometimes like, hey, Will, are you enjoying yourself? Like I am enjoying myself. I'm dialed in because I was back, boys. Like I had to throw together a live bet at halftime, and I took the unders on the Tennessee game, the Niners game, and the Seahawks game, and they all won by 1 point. So I'm literally watching the end of every game. I took the under was 28 or 28 and a half with the Titans game, which is a low. Like
That's low.
Yeah, they hit. It hit.
It hit barely.
Niners hit, even though they started just beating the shit out of fucking, who were they playing? The Rams. That one, thank God, hit. And then the Seahawks one hit too, all by like 1 point. Thank God.
Could you, for the love of God, fix the fucking camera angle on the bus, dude?
Yeah.
For a fat guy, dude, that side angle is insane. It's insane.
How would you recommend?
No, fuck it. I mean, probably this end of the couch is sunk in, dude.
I don't know.
This is
Hey, you do
bullshit.
look small as fuck.
This is
You're like
bullshit.
sitting over there. Hey, the camera angle's on the bus. Like it
Camera
doesn't
angles
help
on the
me
bus
out,
stick,
dude.
dude. Fuck, I didn't realize I was slouched like that. Nah, you were right. The
But
bus
yeah,
camera angle, the guest angle is.
No, I was bummed
Bro,
that
it's
we
hot
weren't.
in there. The dark red. The angle is up from the side. I'm like, yeah, SNL was pretty tough. Fuck, dude. I saw people after I did that episode that were like, yo, you've been working out. You look good. You looked insane on that episode.
And that baby's a 40-pound bronze statue with this beautiful bust displayed on top. Only the best, only the brightest, only the smartest, and the most talented individuals will hold this trophy come Saturday when we are going to battle. We are going to war. Red versus blue. Everything this world wants to see will be the ultimate battle to show who's going to be there and who's not going to be there. The Bussin' Bowl lives. It breathes, and it will be in Ann Arbor, Michigan this fucking weekend.
You went to West Plains?
West Point, yeah.
West Point.
West Plains. That's a 4.5 white running back line. That's what it takes to run a 4.5 as a white guy. You gotta say things like you went to West Plains.
What was your 40?
Dude, laser
Yeah,
time.
laser.
I'm not kidding. It was like a
How-
5.
hang on, how
I
big
swear
were-
to God,
how
like
big were you?
I was probably 290 at this camp. It was a scout.com in Morgantown.
Dude, scout.com.
No
Shout out
joke.
the
I
boys.
might have run I think it was a 5'8", 5'9", and I was like under 6. Nice. And I had a coach. Well, you know how it is with the fucking hand time from your coach.
Yeah.
He'd be like 5'1".
Yeah.
Be like, nice. I run a 5'1". Put out recruiting tapes. Be like, Shangilla, 6'3", 290 pounds, 5'140". And then I go to a camp to like 6'2". I was like, holy shit. I'm not going anywhere.
Let's play sandbox. What are we?
I don't know. I know what the future holds for the next couple months. Enjoy the holidays. See what shakes out. You know, Connor's coming back eventually. I'm on the short list for that fight, I'm sure. But I don't know.
Hey, that's the fight though, right? That is the fight.
I mean, I think
Chandler McGregor.
I think
McGregor Chandler.
I think it. Well,
Vegas.
I think at this point it's hard for me to.
Gotta be in Vegas.
I'm not a big self promoter, but like, yeah, I mean, I'm the.
Listen, we're here.
Yeah,
we're
the boys got
we
your back.
will self promote
I
you
mean,
forever.
I'm the guy that people want to watch for sure.
What do you
for
wanna
better or
see
worse? Oh, me and McGregor fight International Fight Week of next year, July.
Pre-gaming before was unreal too. We went to the lacrosse house. Shout out the boys at the lacrosse house. Their ratio of men to women was about 17-1. But those boys didn't give a shit about nothing. They were kegging. They were having a great time the entire time. Their house, disgusting, dude. I had to take a shit during that pregame. I literally went and took a shit, and I thought, should I even flush this? This kind of goes with like the decor of this home, you know.
They were mad though. They were like, "Hey, we got carpet."
They literally said that to Will. But the boys at lacrosse house, shout out the boys. They reached out to the Bussin account and said, "You guys got to come here. It's gonna be popping off at 12:30." We show up casually late, 12:35. It was electric.
I would go Gaethje toughest, Poirier second, only because of the way that the fight went. Because Poirier was very light on the ground. I think he was actually he was resting a little bit under there. I don't know if he was really trying to get away a lot, which is actually probably really smart because I think he was conserving gas.
There's no question. There's no
underneath
question.
me while I was just trying to hammer away, which is very smart. Shows his veteran mentality. Then it would go Oliveira after that, then Ferguson, then Hooker. But the Hooker fight didn't really count because it it was so quick. It wasn't even really that much. He didn't really get to show his toughness.
And my second one is obviously going out to the boys, because there's literally Will and I sat at a Chinese restaurant right after the season in 2018 and decided to do a podcast, and never in our wildest dreams did I think we'd ever be able to achieve this. And being able to do trips and do a podcast every week with your best friend is one of the best blessings you can have in your entire life. So that's what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving. I love you.
I love you too, brother. It's so dope that we've been able to establish this and create this and like have this as the plan B, because there's a level of fear when you're done playing, because your identity's so wrapped up in it, and taking shots and doing all this stuff and hiring people and learning how to try and scale and figure shit out. I know there's a lot of frustration at times with all the boys. Being surrounded by you guys, like, I'm super thankful, because this shit is fucking awesome. And obviously your boy gets a little choked up because I get close to tipping the cap to the old mom. You know, she'd be damn proud.
She would.
Happy Thanksgiving, boys.
And when you have a clean dump and you know that you don't even have to wipe,
But you
and
do
you have
anyway.
the confidence, but you just do the check
No,
wipe.
sometimes Mark
But
doesn't
sometimes
even
you have the
check wipe.
confidence and you just know.
He
You
goes,
don't even check
"I
wipe.
know,
You know.
buddy.
When that sucker pops out and it's just
He's a
like,
confidence
it's like,
man.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
he's
he
like
goes,
dry and it's
I
clean.
bet there's
There,
nothing
dude, and you
there.
pull it out and that's a clean tissue. you
That's
think,
gambling.
great.
That's
I've done
called
some,
gambling.
Right?
I've
So-
done some.
Sometimes you just give
That's a
people
little
you don't
W.
even check.
I have before.
We build houses for handicapped veterans, right? For wounded veterans. And one of the guys we built a house from, he was a sergeant first class, and he was like, absolutely 100% believes in dragons. I love that. Without a doubt. And he said, this is why. He said, when he was in Afghanistan, right? These people don't even have a word for TV. He said, when you get up into like the Candlelight Valley and stuff, like, he's like, you're talking about literally people that have lived in caves. They have no outside interaction, right? Except from their tribe and their individual.
Yeah.
He said, they don't know what a TV is. They don't have words for this, but they have words for dragons. Because it's somewhere along the line, someone's.
I believe
You're
that.
telling me.
That's all I needed to hear.
Convinced.
That is all I needed to hear.
Convinced.
Yeah, I'm in.
That's what he said. He told me. I was like, that's actually strong. That's why I like having conversations.
Yeah.
Gotta be like, dragons, bro. Like fire-breathing dragons.
Yeah.
No, maybe it was some sort of flying pterodactyl.
Giant
Who knows?
lizard. Prehistoric.
Prehistoric. You never know. But
Right.
he absolutely, and when he told me that, I was like, well, that makes sense. I mean, if they have a 5,000-year-old word for dragon, who am I to say that they're wrong?
How do you feel about JFK? Was that an inside job by the government or the mafia?
Let's go down this road. This is a perfect segue to the NFL. Lamar Hunt.
We're connecting JFK to the NFL.
Thank God,
Buckle the
because I
fuck
know
up,
people.
boys.
If you read Lamar Hunt Jr.'s book, he talks about his dad. So his dad was an avid, like, right-wing Republican, pretty much, right? Hated JFK. They found a business card. The FBI, they say they obviously investigated all this. The guy who drove Lee Harvey Oswald, right? That's who shot him. The driver of him was found with Lamar Hunt Jr.'s business card in his office. He interviewed for a janitorial position at the Hunt business. So Lamar Hunt's business card was found in this dude's deal, and it talks about how his dad had like two separate families. They didn't know about it. Like he had on two separate sides of Dallas. But he was obviously JFK, all that.
That's a
He
limited
comes through.
series.
JFK's assassination was investigated through the potential connection of the Hunt family, which is in the obviously NFL owner.
To like get in, there's actually secret handshakes. I went as far as to learn one of those secret handshakes.
So if honestly, if that got
I forgot it, but I did do this.
Found out, he wouldn't be allowed in the temple.
Oh, that I'm not gonna.
If who
tell
found
the
out?
story.
Like if the temple.
I didn't find out through him. I found out through somebody else.
Oh, okay, but yeah, that's super
dude,
secret.
when we were in Tampa, I went up to him and I did the handshake to him, and he's like big smiley guy. He's like, don't ever do that again.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever do that again. He was like legitimately like, don't ever do that again. I was like, to the point where I was like, I am so sorry. I obviously found an envelope and I pushed it too much.
My point to that being that there is proof that it's cultish.
Well, hold on.
I mean, you're not far off there. That's
But my point is like that. It's like a fraternity. It's like a fraternity. Or you throw up a Q dog sign. If you're not a Q dog,
that too once, and I was in my shit kicked out of me.
Crap kicked out of you.
I
My
know.
point is, it's a club then, because if you're gonna fight somebody over a handshake into your club, religion is supposed to be all encompassing, all welcoming. So you can't fight me because I learned your handshake. That's not cool. That means you're hiding some crap.
My tier 3 is going to go to a game that in recent years has been amazing. Like last second wins. A lot of times is who's going to play in the SEC championship. That is going to be Alabama versus Auburn. That is the Iron Bowl. That is my tier 3.
You don't even watch that game.
My tier, this is my time. My tier 2 is going to be the newest, yet the strongest rivalry game possibly in college football in the next couple of years. And that is Nebraska, Michigan, Bussin Bowl. And my tier 1 goes to the greatest rivalry, not just in college sports, but all of sports in general, the game. Ohio State and Michigan.
Solid.
Thank you.
Good.
Respectable.
We need fucking everybody. We need continuity. We need unity. All the Big Ten repping the Big Ten schools to bring the natty. It's just like, hey, Game of Thrones, boys. JB, you haven't watched Game of Thrones. Who's the enemy in Game of Thrones? At first, they're all enemies. They're all fighting over the throne. They're all fighting for that kingdom, that chair, that seat. We're gonna be the fucking king. But there's an enemy, the White Walkers. The White Walkers are the SEC. That's a tip of the cap to you guys. That's fucking respect. You guys are the White Walkers. What did the Seven Kingdoms have to do to defeat the White Walkers? They all had to stop all their dumb bitch-ass bickering rivalries that they got going, their little agendas and plots of chess. They had to put their swords down. They had to come together to defeat a common enemy. What's the quote?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. And that is what we are facing right now as a Big Ten conference. The White Walkers, the SEC is the enemy. We got to get them out. We got to bring a national title home to the Big Ten championship. I think Big Cat's jumping out of a plane.
No, he's not.
And parachuting and to sing the national anthem. I don't know.
No, he's not.
There were whispers of that happening.
Could you imagine if that didn't go well?
I think he'd be going out the way he wanted to go out.
Yeah, there's
You know
no
what I mean?
question. No
You want
question.
the internet to be the internet in that situation.
Is he too heavy to? You can only be like 250 pounds. You can only be 250.
Oh no!
I'm not. That's not a disrespectful thing to Big Cat. He wears the Spanx. He wears a full. What do you mean?
I think that's a secret.
No,
you're. Secret.
He literally did it on the yak. He showed it. He's been wearing it for 2 weeks.
On him.
He did it when we weren't there.
Yeah, man.
Well, JP, fuck you, dude. Don't just say that's crazy.
The reason why I do like the I'm Athlete, because I can be myself. I don't have to switch it up, change. I might not say everything the right, correct ESPN way, but everything I say got fucking facts about it. When I fucking said last week that fucking Patrick Mahomes can't read fucking defense, I meant it. When I said last week that fucking Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, I meant it. When I said last week, when I said Andy Reid is, to me, number 1 or number 2 coordinator, as long as I've seen the game, I mean that. I don't think Patrick Mahomes, if you'd have been with any other coach right now, would be having the success that he's having with them. And the reason why I say that, because all you got to do is watch. All you got to do is watch. If you play coverage and don't let him escape the pocket and make him step up in the pocket to throw the ball 90% of the time, he's not the same guy. Now, if you let him break the pocket, get on the run, he can throw that motherfucker from Ohio to Nashville.
That's tough, but what's even more tough is Will doesn't have a real tree.
What? Yeah.
He said 10-footer.
Yeah.
I walked up to that thing and I just nothing.
That's an L. That's an L. I told
I'm
you
glad
this, too.
that's all you had to say.
It's an L I'm willing to bear because basically I'm lazy. I think the concept, we always got a real tree growing up. We always had to go to the tree park. My dad would cut one down. We'd always bring a real one in. And so there's no question that I'm really letting a lot of people down.
Your family.
Yeah, my family.
Yeah.
The worst part. But we have a fake tree. Like we're a fake tree family. Like no cleanup. I wish I had the smell of pine, but no cleanup. Like you take that down, you have it all year round. It just sits in the closet. Like it's an L I'm willing to take.
See, my first year, I got that whole 10 million because they didn't expect me to get hurt when I broke my ankle. I didn't play a game.
Yeah.
10 mil.
10 mil in the bank.
I never really got hurt, so they didn't even put a clause in my contract for that first one. But that second IR though, that check looked a lot different.
You had a split. What was it?
I had a split.
Probably like 50%.
Yep.
What school did you go to in Missouri?
Central Missouri State.
Central Missouri State.
Where's that
That's
at?
wild, man.
Warrensburg, Missouri.
Hey, I bet you had a hell of a time there.
Had a hell of a time.
Buddy, what is it like there?
Party town, bro.
Is it really?
It's like Broadway. You know, they got one street like Broadway. It's lit.
Really?
Warrensburg, Missouri?
Yeah, you gotta remember, I'm coming from California. Like, we always had white people around, but like, I never partied with them. I went to Missouri. It was like, if you was black, you played sports. Everybody else was white. So it was just like, let me see how they do. I've never been in the drinking beer. I'm talking about penny pitcher Wednesdays. We drinking beer out of
Penny pitcher Wednesdays.
Bro, that Wednesdays was the most fireest time because you go in there with a couple of quarters and I get about 20 pitchers put on the table. Drinking Natty Light. You know what I'm saying? I never drank beer, nothing, until I went to Missouri.
Yeah, white boy wasted with them
All
dudes.
day. And I lived with 5 white dudes. They used to be like, bro, we never lived with a black guy before. We never even had a black guy on our team.
I was fat my whole life, so baseball had too much running.
I hear you.
Baseball had too much running. Over football.
I was on the line,
You
bro.
gotta get on a high.
I would have chewing tobacco in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's not a very...
Whoa.
Exactly. To this day, when I go play a celebrity game, what happens when I hit a dinger out in the field, y'all?
Yeah.
He gotta, no, you can't. He's got to run to first base.
Yeah.
The worst he's got to do is run to first. Best he's got to
I
do.
hit the wall at a celebrity event the other day and fucking made it to first. Hit the wall, Taylor. Nashville Sound Stadium.
What do you think you'd run a 40 in?
Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know.
Afternoon.
Like, if you're listening to this right now, pull out your fucking phone and text your mom and dad or call them. Just do that, man. Like, life, it's like the Adams Project. It's later than you think, was the big quote in that movie. Like, life is fucking short. Life is short, bro. And we have no clue how short it is. Love on your people.
When you said pull out your phone, I was sewing them almost. I reached for my pocket.
I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
Like, you never fucking know. You never know. Some relationships are super easy and you can love on your people easy. Some relationships are hard. It's hard, like whether it's your ego, whether it's stuff that somebody else done to you and you can't get over the hump, but you just don't know when the time is up for any of us, ever. We could be in a scuffle. One of us could be gone literally the next day.
I think about that
And
sometimes.
you just don't fucking know, man. And it's just important that
Don't go to bed angry has always been a thing for me.
and I still go to bed. I still go to bed angry.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I try to put out all fires I got, especially with close people, before I go to bed that night.